Okay, we are live with the Ramblin' Man and Anthony for MME International, episode 3, going strong.
Hey.
3 episodes in, I gotta make a playlist for you guys.
Well, you did say you would make a playlist, Max, but
yeah, I know. You know, you know how I am. I have all kinds of ideas. It's just that I'm a busy dude.
You are a busy dude.
It's fine. Great channel.
We did.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Saggy, a member. I appreciate that, Saggy. I think this is from last night, though.
All right.
He's a supporter.
Andrew Casali, first Ezra Miller, now this. Well, we'll talk about it. It's just casually. Oh, that's when I was trying to. I was like, Rambling, can you hear me in the backstage? Remember to.
Can you hear me?
Well, we have to have a boomer 10 minutes for me just to get started. So
we have to have a boomer buffer.
Yeah, boomer buffer. Yeah.
To get started. Raya may join us later. She's
cool.
She's a busy gal as well. So she's got she's doing things and she might pop in later.
I think she's streaming herself later, I think, isn't she?
I think so. So.
Yeah, she does a lot, especially with her games that she covers.
Yeah.
So
how has your week been, Rambo Man and Anthony?
You go first, Anthony. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, so apart from working, I try and keep a close eye on like what's happening in the wonderful world of pop culture. And I made a first attempt last week, trying to get my own channel started. And but I've still got a lot to learn in the wonderful world of streaming and getting my confidence up, and so that's why being on here. No, you're doing great, Max.
Yeah, I don't think confidence is your problem, Max. I really don't.
For me, it's just like I know what I want to say and I know what I want to cover. It's recording it and picking the right time to do it. But
I know what I want to say and I know what I want to cover.
Who's doing
that? Yeah, but I'm gonna really try to get something happening because I think I can bring something to the table. But I appreciate being on here, and thanks for having me.
Oh no, you're great. You become a staple of MME International, just like Ramblin'.
Thank you.
Look, the number 1 fan is here.
No, he's number 2.
He's number 2's the number 1.
A gentleman called the King of All Buttocks.
The King of All Buttocks.
Yeah.
Panda Sub, can we get you on MME International sometime with Ramblin' Man?
I've asked him.
You have? Okay.
Hey,
no pressure.
Hey, Anthony.
He doesn't ask me to go on. All these weird and wonderful things that he does. With DJC and. I never get an invite, but
Oh.
So that's why he's the number 2. He's my number 2.
It's stuck in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be sometimes.
So unlike Anthony, I haven't worked all week. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Oh, really?
That's great.
I've been off for a week. So
Nerdette's newsstand is here. Hey, Nerdette.
Hey.
It's a question mark, Nerdette. I did clickbait. I don't think they've recast him. We're going to talk about it. But thank you for joining us. She's got a great channel as well.
She has,
if you like comics.
And please like the button or hit the like button, folks.
Yes.
Whoa, there you go, Anthony. Professional now.
Yeah.
A duel with a Panda Sub and a King of All Buttocks. Okay,
he's a big New Yorker.
Okay.
Big guy. Panda.
The title.
Well, Anthony says Barry's not famous compared to Ezra, 2 different situations.
Yeah, I was saying to Ramblin' Man that the media will be loving this because they'll want to stir up, and anything that's like drama, they'll stir it up like a hornet's nest to make it bigger than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think this is going to lead to anything, especially how they're building up how much of a presence he had in the Batman, and he literally had a cameo, but some of the people are already out there trying to cancel him. and I don't think anything's going to come of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there's a trend with people in the industry getting intoxicated and having bad moments in public. Well, there's a string of this stuff. I just think, honestly, I love the Batman.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sold on his performance as the Joker. I don't want him to get replaced either. And this mostly likely will be an isolated situation.
Did you not like him in the deleted scene?
It was
Really?
all right. I wasn't feeling it.
No,
I wasn't against it. I'm open to his performance in the future, like to see where it goes. But I wasn't sold on it. No, I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I'm just like, okay.
Okay. We were chatting backstage, and I really enjoyed that 5-minute scene. I understand why they didn't keep it in, but I mean, I really enjoyed it.
I think they don't want to give away the secret of what his character's going to be. They want to probably leave it as elusive. Plus, they're also going to be doing the Arkham series, which, Riddler and Joker may be appearing in, that they've opted to possibly, happen, that they, going to probably put on HBO Max, or here in Australia they'll probably be on the Binge network. But
the Binge,
Binge is the equivalent of HBO Max. It's Binge, so you binge all your favorite shows.
Okay.
And but yeah, I think that Matt Reeves is looking to put their story into that Arkham series, especially with also the Penguin series they're going to do.
Yeah. Well, just going back to the incident, it's something or nothing, really, wasn't he? How old is he? 29, 30? I think he's 29, isn't he?
Yeah, barely. Yeah, 29.
So he's a 29-year-old Irishman in Dublin.
Yeah.
At the weekend, I think it was.
Yeah.
What is there else for a 29-year-old man to do in Dublin, right?
Well,
he's gonna have a little drink, isn't he?
It's happened the most.
Yeah, I mean they are only human. They've got to let their hair down.
And really, they arrested him, and it says in the article, they basically issued him with a penalty notice.
Yeah,
kind of like a slap on the wrist. And
if it's anything like British law, and I think it's similar, I mean, it'll stay on his record as a criminal conviction, even though he's had a slap on the wrist. But as long as he doesn't get caught doing it again, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll get like a warning. He'll probably be thrown out if it goes to court or anything like that. But this is bad publicity, obviously, in any sense. But I don't think that there'll be any repercussions from the studio. He'll probably get a talking to, maybe, from his handlers. But as you said, Rambleman, he probably just letting his hair down, and he's probably celebrating maybe, and just went a bit too overboard. But yeah, I don't think anything's going to come of it.
Yeah, I think Panda's saying he didn't come across as terrifying or menacing. No, he probably didn't, to be fair. But it was a 5-minute cameo, wasn't it? I mean, I think if you actually go back to the Joker movie, I mean, it's chalk and cheese in terms of the performance. I get that, but it is a completely different performance for a completely different movie, isn't it? So
yeah.
What's your favorite Batman ever? Terrifying. Going back to Adam West days, was he terrifying? Don't think
Very
he was,
campy, but still quite fun.
Of course, it's got to be an element of fun in there somewhere with the Joker. I mean, hence the name. But there you go.
I mean, Cesar Romero, what a great Joker he was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was a good Joker.
Really eccentric, but great actor.
I think almost better than Nicholson.
Whoa! I don't know what to say.
I like Jack Nicholson, but I was like, okay.
Wow.
I don't. I think it's a little slightly overrated, that performance.
Yeah.
I think he's done. I love that Nicholson in lots of roles, but I'm like that one. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
We have to agree to disagree on that one.
Okay.
Have you been taking any notice of the what's been going on with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard court case?
No, we could talk about it though.
Well, this is where Anthony now becomes the international crime correspondent.
TMZ International. No,
because I've been on holiday all week and I've barely caught up with any of it. So the floor is yours, Anthony.
Yeah, I've just been keeping tabs of it because, like, they're really digging their heels in for details, and like, even one of the witnesses who was on the stand, her testimony's been thrown out because, like, anyone that attends court, they're not allowed to watch any of the court proceedings, and they're not allowed to basically watch any media covering the case because they can get information that can conflate or stuff up their own testimony. And so basically the time that she was on the stand, it's been thrown out. But like with what I've listened to so far, they're really trying to paint him as an abuser, a drug addict, and I mean, there's a lot of he said, she said, but this is going to be a long 6 weeks.
I see. I don't know why people like get on either side, really, because I think they're both like, I'm like real, like, I understand there's a lot. Yes, she probably did abuse emotionally Johnny Depp, and you have to take abuse towards males just as serious as females, and that's the problem with society, is like, oh, are you a baby, or no, that's not right either direction. But I'm like, I'm at a, and I'm not dogging on people, but they go for Johnny, and I'm like, okay, but you understand he's messed up too. Like, I don't know what they both did stuff. Honestly, there has been talks, because is it potential that they would reshoot Amber scenes in Aquaman 2? I mean, it's far out. I mean, because that was they were going to stick with her, but now the court case is happening. Like, man, that was a bad decision to keep her in this film. Because she's not like necessary for the film either. It's just the nuisance for the production.
Whatever happens, I think they'll both be toxic for a while, won't they? They really will.
Yeah, there was an article, and they were saying, I think Your Lady Grace covered it, Max.
Oh.
Where they said that they almost got rid of her, and they were going to put it down to chemistry, but they didn't proceed with that because it probably would have created a circus. And she was able to go on and film her part for Aquaman 2. And that's now being heavily edited and everything now. But like, there was talk that at one point they wanted to get Emilia Clarke, a lot of fan casting.
Kelly.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I think that Amber so far is the one benefiting more than Johnny. I mean, he's had roles cancelled in the Fantastic Beasts franchise and Pirates. I mean, they're now proceeding with a female Pirates of the Caribbean with our favorite girl, Margot Robbie, in the role. And like,
are they still doing that?
Yeah, apparently it's in pre-production.
Oh,
and, but with Johnny, I mean, I think the result of this case, no matter how long it goes for, the studios will be taking notice of what goes on, like what the result will be. That's if whoever does lose doesn't appeal as well. If there's room to appeal, I mean, when Johnny lost his case in London, this is a separate thing altogether. And with the fact that she's countersuing him, this could get really ugly. And
hasn't it got ugly? I mean, I only picked up the headlines from day one, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
We're talking wine bottles. It's like, whoa, bit too much information. Thank you. But there you go.
Yeah. And now there's like different stories on how he lost the tip of his finger. You know, like that story how like she threw 2 bottles and one smashed and cut the tip of his finger off. And now apparently he sent a text message saying he's cut his finger off. And like, but a lot of it is to downplay what happened, so the media didn't get a hold of it, because when they did, it blew up. And I think anything, because like Johnny's been a character or person that they've taken a lot of notice in the media for years. And when he had that gentleman that appeared for him on the stand, he's known him for 42 years, and they're trying to basically make it that he's not a credible witness because he's benefited from knowing Johnny when he's known him since he was a teenager. And so they're trying
to do that to everyone.
It's not Johnny's first rodeo, is it? Let's be fair,
No.
right?
No.
He's been around the block, but going back to the Viper Room stuff back in the 80s,
Yes.
he's always been controversial, But at least going back to what you're saying about the Fantastic Beasts, and at least they were decisive and just went, whether that was right or wrong, we can debate as much as you like, but they made that decision, they went for it. Whereas now Aquaman 2 is still all in the balance, because like Matt,
it's all in the balance.
I can't see how they will keep her in that role, because whether she's right, whether she's wrong, there's just too much going on.
That's right,
really
and
they should have just done both, though. I mean, I think they should have taken Johnny out, but they should have done both, because now look at this.
Like, I think it's extremely. I mean, I'm not like, I've got no dog in the fight, but like, I'm not saying that one's better than the other or one's more innocent than the other, but Johnny's been like, he's had so much cancelled and his life upended, and Amber's basically at the moment got off scot-free. I mean, she's problematic as well, but they're both to blame either way.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but I mean, to get into a relationship with somebody as temperamental as a Johnny Depp, right? You kind of know, what. I mean, I don't want to say anything's right or wrong because I haven't really listened to it, but I don't think anybody going into a relationship with somebody of that kind of reputation, etc. They're going in with that. They're going in with their eyes open. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Callie, come on.
Oh,
very eccentric character, Johnny Depp, and like, obviously her profile's on the rise over the years too, modeling and the acting, and like I said, she's been able to proceed with Aquaman 2 and like her commercials and all that stuff. But I think you made a great point. Her role is hanging in the balance as a result of this court case. So whoever does win in the end, if it doesn't get appealed, it's going to significantly affect their future career.
I honestly can't see. I can't. In basement, bless her.
Basement.
Banished to the basement. Yeah, but I can't. What do you say? Whoever comes out winning, I mean, I can't see anybody winning.
I don't think there's any winners in the end out of this either.
Financially, maybe, but I mean, I can't see there being any winners.
The problem here is the insurance companies may not want to touch either of them again, because
possibly
with the studios, any bad press can be a big factor, and they're not going to probably get the roles that they want, and certainly this case and how long the original case went for, and the headlines and the drama. I mean, it certainly would scare off prospective studios from approaching either of them, especially Johnny. Like I said,
I guess, but there are some edgy studios out there. He might not be getting massive blockbusters anymore, but there are a lot of companies out there. I mean, it's somebody like A24 that puts out a load of edgy movies. Well, we might talk about one of them later.
Great film.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, but do you think it's to the point where even if Johnny's in the right, doing this case is more damaging to his future than just trying to move on?
Well,
get the money out of her, or is it worth the potential win? Because they're dragging it. Even if they say side with Johnny, look how much stuff they're going through, and everyone's publicly going to hear it.
Well, they've already been through it once in here in
London.
Yeah, but you're getting more details now, though.
We are getting a lot more details. I'll give you that.
And we're revisiting it, and it's not. Yeah. But if they would have just left it where it was in the past. Yeah, and you can have.
But hey, he's obviously not wanting to settle. He's obviously taking it as a matter of principle.
Yes.
Well,
so to be called an
abuser fair play to him
in public, to have it splashed.
Yeah, no, I get that, but there have been plenty of cases in Hollywood or the music industry or you name it, really, where these sort of things have been, Michael Jackson cases. I mean, they were like, hushed. I don't want to bring him up too much, but you know what I mean? They were hushed up, and it was only really later that it all came out. But he's just gone, no, I don't care. I'll take the bad publicity. I'm not having it. So, I mean, I don't know the ins and outs, but you kind of got to respect that in a way.
But if he does win this case, I don't think he's going to be out there celebrating. And
I don't even think if he wins it, Anthony, I don't think that's going to matter.
Nothing. Yeah. He'll just want to drop
for a while.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing for him to do would be do like a sit down interview after it's over and like say what you want. I think if he gets through this and it's positive on his, even though they drag all this shit out, and then do a sit down like Oprah or something. Well, what do you want now that this is, take the win and roll with it, and then say this is what I want to do. This is what I want my career to be. Because this is a pivotal moment in his life.
Yeah, that's right.
But I just don't see Hollywood embracing him after, even if he wins.
I think it'll be a while. I mean, if you compare him to cases like Mel Gibson, I mean, look at him. He was in a volatile marriage, and he had alcoholism problems, and he got cancelled. And it took big name actors like, say, Robert Downey Jr., who himself has gone through dramas, who studios would not touch back in the day, and then they took a chance. They took a chance on him, and going from waking up in people's houses drunk to now being loved universally as Iron Man and Charlie Chaplin and some of the other great roles he's done.
Well, I mean, there's been lots of. I mean, even
we also want to.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
We also want to remind the chat, because the chat hasn't been moving much. If you have questions for the Rambling Man or Anthony G, or topics or discussion, put them in there. We might get to them. So definitely, we want the chat to be more, a little more lively here. Have some questions for the Rambling Man.
Lively. Yeah,
not too lively. Okay.
Well, I know what Saggy would say. I've heard her take on the whole trial.
Yeah,
and I think there's 4 words in it. Something Amber Heard.
Yeah.
F something Amber Heard.
F Amber Heard.
Yeah. So she's quite clear on it. I mean, it seems to be dividing people quite quickly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But I think Max is right too. I think that I said too. I think when this is over, Johnny is not going to be out there celebrating. He'll want it behind him. And Amber should do the same thing. But the fact that she's counter-suing him, it's going to get ugly.
Well, I think she's done, honestly. I don't think she's getting anything after this.
No. But I mean, we've got to be careful. The court of public opinion is a strong court. It's a
very,
and people do get sort of dragged in.
Well, she already lost the court of public opinion.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, this salacious stuff. I mean, we could go back to what your very clickbait title was, if you don't mind me saying. Right?
It had a question mark.
No, I know. But this is the case. I mean, I don't know how you're thinking about it, but I'm obviously a bit older than you, Max. But this just reminds me of, I don't know, like not that I was born in the 1930s or whatever. But this whole tittle tattle press. He said, she said. Somebody's been arrested.
Well,
it's all very Hollywood of the past, isn't it?
You know what's funny though, as humans, we kind of like downplay it, like, oh yeah, everyone likes it. I'm sorry, not likes it, but everyone pays attention. So
I think we said with Gen X a couple of weeks back that he was talking about it, and I just pointed out to him that the movie stars of the 70s. I mean, they were absolute rascals, right?
Yeah.
They were doing everything and anything, right? Animal, vegetable, or mineral. Okay. But we didn't kind of have tittle-tattle approach to it, and they kind of could be themselves. You know, the Warren Beattys of the world, and you know the Steve McQueens, right? Yeah, they were looked as real movie stars. You know, they were lads, right? They had a good time. And
we're up to 19 people watching. Remember to smash the like button to help MME grow. We'd like to get some more international friends in here and for future episodes as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, again, going back to what we were saying a couple of weeks back about the whole situation with the Oscars and with Will Smith and whatever, you know, that was a joke, wasn't it? I mean, you know, I'm sorry, but he got a complete slap on the wrist. I don't think he should have had his Oscar taken away from him. You shouldn't take that away from him, but I think there should have been a period of time where he shouldn't be considered for an Oscar. I really do. I can't see how that's going to stop him performing. You know, I don't think most actors go. I don't think most actors go into it with.
I don't think he's going to get that Oscar bait roles like he's done in the past. Like he's had a career of getting those roles where.
And the thing is now, Max, is that any time now he's nominated, it's going to be Will Smith, who won a very contentious Oscar and who slapped Chris Rock any time, especially next year's Oscars. Can you imagine what's going to be like then? And
will there be a next year's Oscar? I mean, there's probably going to be now because how spicy it was, but I think it was. I think you know we were going along the lines. There's so many award shows, not just in you know in movies or what have you. You know things like E3 have been cancelled this year. There's just I don't know if there's the appetite for it at the moment, to be honest. Coming out of the pandemic, but yeah, he got a slap on the wrist, but. It's quite, you know, I was talking about parallels. Now, we won't go into the Amico just yet because we don't want to. But, you know, snowflakes, men and women arguing. There's a massive one in that community that you're probably not even aware of, Max, which obviously involves Saggy because everything normally revolves around the queen that is Saggy, with somebody complaining that she was bullying him. And if she was a man, she wouldn't be able to talk to him like that. So it's interesting. It's interesting how real life does affect everything that goes on in the real world.
So far I've stayed out of the Canadian gamer debacle. So I'm gonna.
Please. You haven't looked at my Twitter today, then, have you?
No, I haven't. Were you busy, Canadian? Or were you busy?
I've been extremely busy on Twitter and YouTube.
Now I want to check it out.
I'm simping for my. No, don't. There's all sorts of naughtiness going on. But no, it is interesting how that does reflect the real world. It's not like it's Hollywood and this doesn't go on in real life, you know. Yeah. But unfortunately, this is what I'm saying. It's just magnified to such a degree. That if this happened in the real world, nobody give a.
I have to share this. This is spicy. I have to share one of your tweets, Rambo Man. Now that you get.
Hopefully not the one I'm thinking of.
Come on, chat. You want to see what Rambo Man's been up to on Twitter?
You want to go to you might want to go to the YouTube comments because that's been hilarious.
Oh no.
No, there's no swearing in it. I don't think anyway.
Okay.
Oh, you have put that one up. Thank you. That was the one I didn't want to put up.
Mind you, it was a good day for Gamer Canada, though. A Kraft mac and cheese meal and a wank. Good job, Cammy. Call him Cammy.
Yeah, don't read the rest of it.
Not so good for his new mate, though. Unfortunately, it was another night crying himself into sleep in the spare room. If you pour... Whoa! I didn't see that part.
Thank you. Well, I did say, didn't I? Right?
Yes, I did. I didn't read the last line before I put that up.
Well, the absolute melt, right, accused me, okay, of being obsessed with YouTube and not having a real life. Okay. Yeah. So the previous tweet was, thanks for the life tips, Canadian gamer.
Thanks for the life tips.
But, you know, this morning I went out for a walk with my dog, my granddaughter, my daughter. We stopped and had a lunch of lobster and white wine, and it was a good day. But thanks for your concern, sort of thing, you know. And then I thought, well, actually, that doesn't convey everything. I bet he's just been at home doing nothing. So that's where the whole mac and cheese and wank came out of it. Yeah.
I like it, Ramble.
I like it.
Well, I don't want to go into that. That is you don't want to go down there because I have been getting very spicy all day and last night. But again, we're going back to what we did talk about with people telling me who I can't speak to or associate with. It's mind-blowing in 2022 that somebody would... I'm not going to go into it. He made an absolute plum of himself with Saggy. Saggy shouted at him. He got on a video and literally was almost in tears because he couldn't... The biggest snowflake I've ever seen in my life, right? He couldn't take a woman shouting at him. He just couldn't, right? So, of course, everybody, man Jack...
Snowflakes in Canada?
Yeah. every man Jack piled onto him. Right.
Yeah.
There were 8-hour streams about him. Right.
Wow.
Okay. I kept out of it because I was quite friendly with him. Right. And it's one of those awkward positions, and you've been there a million times, haven't you? Where people you like on either side are battling and they're warring, and I've seen you do it, and it's a really difficult path to try and go down. Okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't say a word about it, but I did jump into it. It's Tony's fault. I jumped into a Tony's chat.
Lots of things are Tony's fault.
Which he took offense. I didn't go on it. I was just in the comment section, and he took real offense to that. But I didn't mention his name once. I won't tell you what I talked about. It's because it's quite spicy, right? Okay. But I just had a real laugh and got out of it. And then the next day, he just started piling on. And I thought, well, damn. I'm not going to let him do that. I'm not going to let him say, well, you associate with this person, so that makes you wrong. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. I talk to you, I talk to Saggy. It's not really an Amico thing, but, I talk to Panda. Panda's gone now. He stayed his 5 minutes and he's gone. That's fine, right? He's very anti-Hollywood. That's why he won't come on. I try and be friends with everybody. Yeah, I can be a bit spicy. We started off a bit spicy, didn't we? But like the retro bro, we're talking, which if you'd told me 3 months ago, I'd have said, whatever, that's not going to happen. So, but if somebody's going to pile on and you're going to have to give me some tips about YouTube because he just came up with absolute lies and nonsense. I asked him for receipts. He couldn't give any. And so,
I think, sometimes you ignore it because I will say from this, outside looking in, I have no skin in this game. I don't care. I'm not a huge fan of him.
What do you mean? I'm your buddy. We're on. No,
I don't choose sides and stuff. But I have been watching his videos lately, and I think that's the point. He wants attention. That's all.
Of course. Yeah.
So you're giving him the attention. Yes,
but I know what I'm doing. I'm not an idiot.
No.
I know what I'm doing.
But I think you make a great point, Rambler Man. There's a lot of people, a lot of men who stream, who go with
Red's in the house.
Good morning or good afternoon.
How are you?
Yeah, I don't know where we all are. I think Anthony's like middle of the night.
I was just saying that I think you make a great point. There are a lot of male streamers who unfortunately have that thought process where women need to know their place. Where I've met a lot of people in my life who still think that women, are second to men, and I think it's really stupid because women are very strong, and
absolutely,
we need women. Women leaders.
I've got a daughter. I have a granddaughter. Okay.
Yeah.
They need to be. In this day and age, they need to be strong. They need to be strong people. They need to be. Their voices need to be heard. Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And when they're shut down by people like that, it grinds my gears completely. It really does. He had the audacity to keep. He was tweeting back to calling her darling, and what are we in the 1970s? Flipping heck.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm 54. I'm an old crusty, right? But I would know not to go into a conversation with any woman and start calling her darling. Well, an idiot. Anyway, let's not go into that.
Hey, Raya, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Sorry I am late.
That's
doing some chores and stream setup stuff. But
we're real casual here. We're just having fun. We're talking about celebrities with the Barry Keoghan getting arrested, and we're talking about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp situation. what their futures would be in the entertainment industry. Did you hear about the Barry Keoghan, the actor that plays the Joker in the Batman?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I didn't really read too much about like what happened though. But yeah, I hope everyone's okay.
Yeah, I could read the art. I don't think it's not a big deal, but there's a lot of this going in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Of talent going overboard.
Well, when we've heard about Barry's night out in Dublin, right?
Yeah.
Then we need to hear about Raya's night out in NYC.
Yeah.
And what Raya got up to.
I don't see Raya going crazy in a bar. Is that
what? Raya will go massively crazy in a bar. What are you talking about?
Raya?
She'll be up dancing. She'll be on the table.
I don't know about that.
Help me out here.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll tell you. Like, there are a lot of hazy memory nights in my brain.
There you go.
Yeah, so like I'm a big fan of dark liquor. So like it's usually like on a special occasion when I do that. So like if it's like, oh yeah, Jack Daniels, but usually I go for like Henny or Crown Royal. Yeah, something like that.
This is single barrel. This is not ordinary stuff, Rare. It's
that's the premium.
It was my birthday present. Yeah, that's fine. No worries that nobody wished me a happy birthday. That's fine.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Anthony.
I'm pretty sure I wished you a happy birthday.
You did, okay. Raya. You definitely did. Yeah, Raya definitely did.
But yeah, so like I have a Popper's taste palette, but I tend to like think that like so. Growing up eating like processed food, you tend to not really appreciate like a whole lot of like higher quality goods. Yeah. So that's kind of why like things like Crown and Henny are like special occasion drinks for me, even though they're like kind of mid, in terms of like quality. But anyway, that's what I'm used to drinking. And then I just recently got into like in the last like few years like sake, like just because I got more into like Japanese food and like Korean food and like soju. Soju's pretty good too. Those are like rice-based liquors, wines, things like that. And yeah, just trying to become more like acquainted with different regions' alcohol. So yeah, that's been pretty fun.
Max, I can't even remember what stream it was on. And I was in the comment section and Rare was there. And she started talking about blackjack and hookers.
Oh yeah, it was Tony's stream, right?
I can't remember, but everyone was going, "Whoa!" Ray is talking about.
Oh yeah, that was when Max ditched us from last week's MME International.
Oh.
I was like, me and Ramblin are going to have our own MME with blackjack and hookers.
That
was a Futurama reference, but yeah.
It was, but it blew the minds of a few people on that comment section. I could tell you. So I don't think Ray is quite as that Catholic girls' school that she may have gone to. I think that's gone. That's a long distance memory away, Max. That is.
Oh yeah, I did grow up in like a.
She's more of a Barry fan, going out and getting absolutely rattled than anything else. So.
But if she does, she'll be advertising MME International.
She will. I mean, she's making T-shirts. When are the T-shirts going to be available? Ray?
I apologize, Ray. I
made Max a logo.
No, I was joking. I was fine.
No, she did.
No, I actually did. I honestly, it's one of those like 10, 15 minutes slapped together in a free photo editor type of logos. But I thought it would be good at least for like some stickers or something. But
yeah. I'm still going to use it. I'm just, me, I procrastinate. I've been on YouTube for how long? I still haven't sold T-shirts. I just gotta finalize it
on the to-do list, man.
Wow, what kind of a shill are you? What kind of an
here I'll show it. So
what kind of an e-beggar am I dealing with? I only came on here because I thought I'd get monetized.
For real, Raya's the only reason I started doing super chats and membership. She's like, and I honestly was gonna quit, and Saggy and Matt Jarbo brought me back, and along with some other friends. I was like, because I was spending a lot of time and I was in debt and that's my own fault. Because I'm a recovering addict of collecting. physical. I was like, you know how Gen X says a hoarder. I'm still somewhat of a hoarder. I'm working on it. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, my medicine.
No, but I am working on it.
He's absolutely right, though, isn't he?
It's very hard for me to not buy stuff. And it's been like 6 months. I still buy digital when there's a sale.
So going back to that, right, before you move on, right, because this is interesting, because another person in another community. Go on, sorry.
Here's the image.
But before you go on to that, with you talking about recovering and what have you. Oh, look at that. Do you think people in these fandoms have got addiction problems with what they do? Because I think they do. I do, right? Mm-hmm. Raya definitely does.
I want to chime in really quick because I was talking about this with some friends, and not to like get into too many specifics, but I will kind of comment on, online communities tend to attract folks who are kind of outcast in, mainstream society, and folks who may not have like the best. I'm including myself too, because I kind of feel like an outcast sometimes. I'm
well, let's listen like, whose channel you're on. I'm a guy that wears a mask.
Yeah. Well, like the thing is that like like online communities, they tend to attract folks who may, and I'm identifying myself in this too, like, are neurologically diverse, may not have the best communication skills, have like very niche interests, and feel like social outcasts sometimes in their own, lives. So for me, like, and like isolated as well, like not having too much, human contact to begin with. So all those factors rolled in, kind of like attract people to like these like people who similar to Max and like other folks who are willing to, be very like outspoken about their point of views on either pop culture or society or news or things like that. And it kind of gives a voice to the voiceless, basically. If I had to give a too long didn't read version of it, like folks who feel disempowered themselves, they kind of are attracted to folks who they resonate the most with, that put into words thoughts, ideas, concepts that they don't feel, confident enough to speak out on themselves.
I agree.
Yeah, although unfortunately, I don't lack.
There's good benefits.
One of my downsides, I really don't lack confidence. But there you go.
Yeah, I lack a lot of confidence too, to be totally honest. Like I feel comfortable like around my friends to like speak, openly like this. But if it's like in a, on a channel stream that I'm not too familiar with, I might be a little bit more timid or, reserved.
Oh yeah, this is.
But with blackjack and hookers, she's definitely coming out of herself, Max. Yeah.
Yes.
I kind of have to read the room, and see like the tone of the convo first.
God knows what she's going to be like in 6 months' time. Wow. Wow.
YouTube has actually helped me with communication skills, and then also my job, because I've been working in customer service for 20 years. There was a period of time where I was severe depression in high school. The stuff was going on with my father, and I didn't talk to anybody. I was so to myself. So it's actually helped. And there's lots of good. Raya brings up great, interesting topics. Yes, we have to understand the environment of YouTube, but there's also great things that can come from that. And I'm like on my channel, I try to reach out to people that may not even be comfortable on stream to get them comfortable. Like everyone has a voice here.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah, I really try to bring people together.
One thing I did want to add too, like Max touched on this just now, like about like potentially like, good and bad. Like some of the bad, I think like Ramblin', part of your question was like, what is like, driving the community dynamic on YouTube. Like I point out some of the good, like folks who are disenfranchised can find communities, but then like then some of like what Max covers regularly on his channel is like when those communities are radicalized, like for, negative impact and kind of, they're fueled by, negativity, and it tends to impact other communities adjacent to it that are in similar fandoms or overlapping fandoms. So Max talks about that a lot too.
Yeah, I'm just glad, Max, that we got rid of that tweet right out of the way before Raya came on.
Oh, he was.
I don't know what tweet you're talking about.
No, Ray.
He was being a little spicy on Twitter. That's what it's for, Ramble Man. No one's going to judge you based on a couple tweets.
a certain Canadian gamer.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Raya will.
Well, we got a super chat from Lewis Cox. Happy Easter, Max, Ray, and everyone.
Happy holidays.
Happy
yes,
holidays.
Thanks, Lewis. We appreciate that here. And and Ramblin', I apologize. I hope you had a great birthday as well.
Thank you.
I didn't
Spending
realize.
time with your granddaughter, posting all those cute pics.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And can I just
more videos to come, Raya, if you're interested. Because I've got to prove that I've got a life, apparently. I don't know why I've got to prove it.
My life is my wife, my family, and then YouTube. YouTube is a big part.
I've never met your wife or seen your wife, but she's been in the chat, and I like your wife.
You know what? I'll be honest. My YouTube career has been long, and I've stuck with trying to stick with communities where it's a lot of effort and people get hurt feelings, and a lot of that dynamic where people. You want people to feel welcomed, but you can't keep everyone's feelings in check all the time. It's just someone's going to get upset about something, and that's why a lot of bigger YouTubers have strayed away fostering communities. But I think people are worth the effort. But just so you know, I brought my wife in the past where things went sour, and she's like, "I'm just not doing that again. I'm not doing that again." So that's why I respect her. She's like, I can't, because something's gonna, Well, but I think right now we have the healthiest community I've ever had.
Yeah, well, big shout out. Talking about big YouTubers helping out smaller YouTubers. No, Tipster. Now, I know a lot about Tipster. I don't know everything about Tipster, but Raya knows Bomini TV, because I think Bomini's been on your channel a few times. We were just chilling out. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning in the UK anyway. I don't know what that would have been in your time. I was just chatting to Bomini, and then there was a Tipster raid on Bomini's channel, and he just got a load of subscribers, and he was properly pumped about it. So he should be. I mean, I thought that was an amazing gesture on Tipster's bar. So shout out to Tipster, because he didn't have to do that. I mean, I then went back and looked at his stream and what he was doing, and I think he did it to 2 or 3 people.
Well, Saggy's good friends with Tipster too.
Well, thank him for me anyway then, because
I could use Tipster. One of those. We could use one of those here.
But literally, I think there was 4 or 5 people in the chat, and we were having a good time. And then all of a sudden, just boom, it went absolutely crazy. And I didn't know what was going on.
Was that earlier this morning?
No, that was about 2 days ago, Raya. About 2 days. He was. I can't even remember. There was alcohol involved, so I can't remember what he was doing. But I'll send you the link, because I'll find it.
Props
and then right at the end,
he still rocking that Zack Snyder's Justice League. I love it.
Yeah. I just wanted to say quickly, Raya makes a great point. Giving a voice to the voiceless. There are some people who, because personalities, you're always going to find different personalities, but like coming onto a channel, I think that's a downfall of the bigger channels, because they forget what got them to where they are. It's the people that supported them, that helped them grow. Even the smaller channels. I think that fostering a community and bringing in those people who have sometimes got nowhere to go, no one to talk to, but yet share the same interests as others, I think that's the bedrock of any channel.
Well, not trying to blow smoke up Max's ass, because I wouldn't want to do that.
Oh, please do.
But that's why I got kind of semi-addicted to Max's channel, if I'm being honest with you. Right?
Cool.
Because
because
we did start off on a bad footing.
That was my
fault.
No, I honestly was intrigued.
No, it was Max's fault. I called him out on it.
Yes,
remember?
Listen.
Hey, I'm giving him a break, Raya. Come on.
I listen to my friends. Raya, I've taken her advice the most. I've also taken advice from Firewater in the past. I really listen to people that say, you know what you're doing here, but I was too emotional with the Amico for a while. And
look, I've got 100 and I think I've gone up, Max. I think I might be on 114 now, Raya.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's great. Right. And Raya also helped me to see that that I can't take things so personally when people don't like things. Like I've had
you've taken a guy that's 100 and I think when we started I was on 93. I don't even think I was on 100. And you gave me a voice to talk to you and what have you. And I am blowing smoke up your ass. I'm going to stop now because I'm like,
oh, okay, thank you.
I do want to kind of comment really quick about like this, like not forgetting like the foundation of your community. The kind of the caveat to that I support Max in establishing boundaries with his community because there's often this like parasocial relationship between the personality on YouTube and the individual community member who feels entitled to that person's time and acknowledgement. And we've experienced it a few times with people in our community who, like I said, feel entitled to acknowledgement. And it's sort of that balance of like appreciation versus establishing boundaries that I want to empower my friends who are have a lot bigger platforms than I do, and they have bigger communities to recognize when folks are putting a lot of pressure on them to be the most idealized version of themselves constantly on and off YouTube. So I don't support that at all. As far as like putting these unrealistic expectations on someone that you follow to just constantly, reaffirm their community that they're grateful for their presence and support. Because at the end of the day, like, this is another reason why I support, Max and Saggy and other friends of mine to monetize their content, is because you're also performing, labor for these folks who are watching countless 100%. Hours throughout the week of your 100%. Time that you're dedicating to hundreds of thousands of people to watch your content. Or so yeah, that's just kind of that's the main thing that I've been promoting for my friends who are fortunate enough to be able to make some money off of this platform. Like what you're doing on here is work, and the people who are in the audience are, reaping value from the labor that you're doing to produce this work. Or
it's definitely it's not like a job, but it does help me, and then it does also it justifying for the coming back and spending so much time. Like I could justify it now because if you take time away from your family, it has to, because I do take time. I have a busy life with my parents and my wife, and I got to do this, and it's not a job per se, but it's my most fun work. It's not really work; it's fun. It's fun.
But I know why you like this show so much, because Hans and H Barts and Zeno, they don't show up here, so you know it's going to be a nice gentle stream.
Oh, well, they like to come out at night. Caden's here. Well, let's revisit this Barry Keoghan, because he made the thing. Is it
well Lewis has already come up with my quote of the day. If you read what Lewis Cox said earlier on, no, a bit further up, about 70. I mean, he basically just talks about Ezra being. There we go.
Okay.
Is there anything more to say?
Not yelling or saying people. Yeah, that there wasn't an attack on it. He just got out of hand.
Exactly. Just a young guy enjoying himself, letting his hair down.
Yeah, and we all make mistakes, like that we're not proud of. But I think second chances are a good thing too.
Absolutely.
You reaffirm in them that they can learn from their mistake and better themselves, and plus they're public figures, so they're role models as well. So people look up to them, when it's not the media trying to bring them down, it's their fans who support them and say, get back up on the horse, keep going,
Yeah, and also, what would it say to a young man wants to go into acting, and he looks at that and he thinks, "What? I can't be a human being."
Yeah. Well, actually,
you're not going to allow me to. You're going to counsel me just because I do what I'm going to do what every other 29-year-old does. There he is. Do you know what? I mean, I said his name, and
is it actually there's some silver lining into like where people aren't just ignoring when people go overboard? Like I'm kind of almost glad that he got stopped by the police in case you never know what could happen if you go overboard and a celebrity.
Well,
let him go.
He didn't get stopped, as far as I know. I mean, I think somebody made a complaint that he was making noise in his.
No, for this one, I think he got arrested too.
Yeah, no, he did, but I think he wasn't on the street or anything. He was in wherever he was.
But
whether it was his own home
the other
or
situation, I'm saying like the opposite side, like because he's a celebrity. The people in the bar might just let him get away with stuff, and he might be going overboard. Just let him go, and then he can.
I might be wrong.
Trouble.
I might be.
I don't want to put.
Yeah, I might be wrong, Max, but he wasn't in a bar. I think he was at home, wasn't he?
Let me bring it back up.
Or he was in a hotel, or he was. Anyway, he wasn't in a bar, and I think somebody made a complaint about noise, and they went and
that noise.
Well, let me bring it up here. But is there anything to be said about that too? Because sometimes in the past. No, there's nothing. Well, like what if he got in a car accident? I don't even want to put that out
there. But he didn't. He was sitting in his house, or he was sitting in a hotel room. He wasn't in a car.
Well,
he wasn't like out there.
He wasn't even. From what I read, he wasn't even with other people. I think he might have even been on his. He might have been on his own.
It says public intoxication. Okay, so Marvel star. Let me bring this up here.
I might be wrong.
Okay, so let's get the details. And hold on. Marvel's Eternal star and Joker actor Barry Keoghan was arrested last week by the Gardaí in North Dublin for public intoxication.
Yeah, that's the Irish. That's the Irish police, basically. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
Batman was in the start in the Joker. Matt Reeves. The Batman was in Clongriffin area of Dublin when the Gardaí responded to noise complaints before 7 a.m. last Sunday from a resident. Oh, okay. It was a neighbor
or something.
It was outside their window. Oh boy, you know what? He's intoxicated in his home? Oh my goodness.
I think so. That's how I read it.
It said public intoxication, but oh my god, I got called on the police by my neighbor just for parking a car. I had guests over and the car went a little bit onto the sidewalk. So neighbors, I'm sorry. Neighbors, oh my goodness. So
here's a bit of a exclusive for you now, okay?
Yeah. Well, let's see that exclusive again. MME International.
And at about 2 a.m., I'm going to be playing some really loud rave music, right? So.
Oh wow! Don't be rambling,
I'm hoping that I don't get arrested. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something and nothing, and I really hope I do. Who's that? No, I'm not going to go down that route. Who's the guy who really enjoys a drink on your stream?
On my stream?
Yeah,
it's been a few weeks since we've seen him, or a couple weeks.
Oh, I usually only drink one. That one drink.
Not you. I'm not talking about you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
now I know you're talking about. Well, he hasn't been around.
Look, at the end of the day, this is something and nothing. If something does happen because he's been arrested for getting a bit drunk, and they do decide to cut him, that's a much bigger story, Max. Because that will be absolutely ridiculous if they do cut him for it.
H-Sparks, $2. Give me an icy. The ice, it's gonna make. Okay, the icy. No pretzels though. No pretzels. I'm still gonna pay him to see Avatar.
Stick a bit of vodka in that icy, and you'll be absolutely good to go.
Yeah. Actually, that would be really good.
Vodka it is. Oh, apparently,
I've never had it.
I've read online that it's really good if you do that. That's all I'll say.
I don't think it's going to affect anything going forward, especially with what the studios, Warner Brothers, and Discovery are doing. With their whole change up. And
well, we need to sort of don't we? We need to pivot into that, really, don't we?
Pivot. But with what they're trying to do now, I think next month when they do their upfronts, Dave Zaslav, it's going to be interesting to see what they reveal going forward, because with his vision that he wants to do with this change up, and they're trying to find a czar to basically be the equivalent of Kevin Feige and what he does at Marvel.
Raya liked my idea the other day on Twitter, Raya. You liked it. You thumbs my idea up.
Oh, sorry. What was the idea?
Well, who should be the head honcho at WB? She likes everything I do. She doesn't even look at it.
I try to be supportive of everyone's tweets. Sorry, who was your suggestion?
Well, it was just a shout out. You do need somebody in that position. It's a bit of I don't know. Things have got to change. Do we not agree? Things have got to change. I mean,
yeah.
I will go back to. I mean, I saw a story. I was going to mention it last week, right? I think last week or the week before, right? Disney Plus are now in 42 extra markets than they were 3 weeks ago. So they basically added on 42 markets.
I do not want. I'm sorry to interrupt, but no, Hans, I don't want you anywhere near the head of WB because you're like, I'm not impressed with the Snyderverse. It's overrated. Sorry, Hans. And Rambo Man might agree with you, but
anybody could do a better job at the moment. But anyway, go back to my point.
This is the other reason I don't want them to, Okay.
But go back to my point that I've made before. That's 42 extra territories that they could release day and date, right? Not a problem. You know it's going to be on Disney Plus, right? Bosh, there it is. It's going to be it's going to be there on your app straight away. Myself and Anthony, he lives in Australia, I live in the UK, and I've already told you the struggle I got to legally stream Peacemaker was ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay. How is that not going to affect what WB do going forward?
I think it will.
I mean, the binge channel for you, for me, I have no idea. It could be Sky, which is our biggest one. I don't know if you have Sky. You must have Sky, Anthony. It's an Australian company. It's a Murdoch company, so you must have it.
I need to get more.
I'll
be right back.
We've got Binge. We've got Foxtel. We've got like a couple of different. We've got Disney Plus.
So yeah, but what do you want to do in the morning? You want to wake up and go, right, Disney Plus. I'm going to be able to see this, and this. Sit down, cup of coffee, whatever.
Yeah.
Watch, right? Where I am, I've got right, I want to watch this. Is it going to be on that channel? Is it going to be on that channel? Is it even going to be available? Because Peacemaker just wasn't. It is now. That has to have a massive effect because you've got things like Poison Ivy that's coming out, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's in development, I believe. And Black Canary is in development, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm going to die for both of those, okay? But do I want to have to search? I mean, I'm literally going to Google and going, where the hell is this? Right? Whereas anything that comes out on Marvel, I just, it's going to be on Disney Plus. Posh, there we go. It must have a massive impact on what they're doing worldwide.
You notice the advertising, the way they advertise these shows is a different factor too.
Well, they don't even advertise them over here. Peacemaker's had literally no advertising.
Well, a lot of it is word of mouth is a big thing, but also networking, especially people passing the word over Twitter, social media.
But that crossover thing, right? Marvel crosses over, right?
Oh, definitely. Compared to
it always crosses over, right? Yeah, because if you want to watch something, you know exactly where to go. It's online. It's HD. It's $9.99 or whatever it will be in your territory. Yeah. Done.
And see what Disney Plus has tried to do, especially compared to how it was back in the day, where everything was separate. Like Netflix were running those shows like Daredevil and the Defenders and Iron Fist and all that. Disney's now brought everything together under that Marvel banner. You know, DC, they have to hit the ground running. Because I think
they're all over the place.
But they're
all over the place. You can be CW, you can be this, you can be that, you can be the other. But I have no idea what to look at when I'm looking for something I want to watch. I really don't. Marvel, I go, right, there we go. Bosh, I'm in. Done.
Yeah. And see, I think the strategy that they're going to have going forward too
is Lewis. Yeah, it is. But
ease of access to these platforms and to get their shows out there, to get eyes on their product.
Yeah, going back to what Lewis is saying, it is on Sky Plus, Sky Max.
Thanks, Lewis Cox.
Oh yeah, and another
the super chat. Pacemaker It's in the UK or on Sky Max. I know you're saying Peacemaker. I'd like to see a show called Pacemaker. A guy with a pacemaker go and
but it has to have a massive impact because Lewis, I guess Lewis is in the UK.
Yeah.
We've had to wait until you finished, right? To even watch the first episode. It's got to have a massive effect. Whereas I could watch Moonfall, or I'll be able to watch the Obi-Wan. When you click it and watch it, I'll be able to click it and watch it. When Stranger Things 4 comes out, which I want to talk about in a minute because I'm really excited about that. Right?
So I have some like speculation on like why HBO Max is like having such a struggling like experience rolling out to all these different territories, and like I keep seeing IPs, or not IPs, but films and TV shows and whatever just like coming and going on the platform for X amount of they're present for X amount of days or months or whatever, then suddenly they're gone, then they reappear without announcement. So I think it's kind of like this struggle that whoever owns like the IPs are still like in contracts to basically lease them out to other platforms for streaming access, and they've just not prioritized having them all centered on one platform. Maybe it's more profitable for them to license them out to other streaming platforms instead. I know this is all speculation on my part. I'm just like, I would expect to have all the DC movies all DC content ever created on HBO Max, but that's just not the case. So I think that's why it's been really disappointing.
Exactly, but we don't even have HBO Max. So going back to one of my favorite programs is Doom Patrol. Okay, love that, right? Absolutely.
I have to get back
love
into
that program. Yeah, I know.
Season 1 was like too out there for me.
No.
Yes. And then I was like, okay. And I mean, it wasn't bad or anything, but it was really, really out there. Like some of the stuff.
In the UK, you try. Well, I will give you a task. Try and find where the hell you can watch that legally. Because as far as I know, it's been on a minimum of 2. I think it's been on 3 different channels between the episodes. Mad. That is crazy.
I think.
I mean, Marvel have just got it. I mean, like, I know you guys are DC orientated and everything, but if you want ease of use, say what you want to say about Disney and Marvel. It's so easy. It really is.
That's the point you're making is very good because DC, I think going forward, they'll most probably become a DC studio because they got Warner Brothers, and they got Paramount and all that. I think DC will be an established studio under its own banner, and I think going forward with them, I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to model it on what other like Disney, for example, is doing, where they'll have that ease of access where they'll be able to watch their TV shows, movies, the different things. That's what they've got to do. They need something.
DC are a million miles away from that. A million.
They are. They really are. That's why they need someone
worldwide. They're a million miles away from that.
See, HBO Max is left behind because it's not international. It's only in certain parts of the world. And then like other parts, like say like in Australia, we don't have HBO Max, and like we have Binge, or we have Disney Plus. But like DC going forward, that's what they've got to do. They've got to establish something which makes it easier to get people's eyes on the prize.
So going back to the original question, then, who do we think's that visionary to head up Warner Brothers?
So I've heard some speculation on like, Greg Berlanti seems to be like the most logical choice. They're the head of the CW DC content, but there's been some like mixed reception to like how well he's able to execute that content, because like it is cable quality stories, but at least it's a cohesive universe. So that's kind of like that's his like main superpower, pun intended, to be able to kind of like bring more cohesion between the IPs that we're going to get more content for in the future, and then have it be more under an umbrella of a shared universe. So I think that's like the skill set that folks are saying are backing him up on, Berlanti. But like I'm not 100% sure if like I would trust him based off his credentials to run an entire
aren't we
DC umbrella.
Yeah, aren't we encouraging mediocrity with that? I mean, because let's be honest, CW is mediocre for 9/10 of the time, right?
Well, let me challenge that with like in another example really quick. So Kathleen Kennedy, you know, like she had sort of a rough few years heading Star Wars, just being like, you know, a producer, executive producer, probably a lower tier set of responsibilities than Berlanti did in his role, or maybe comparable. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just throwing that as an example where like we're kind of have to have that, you know, that period of mediocrity and learning in order to establish, okay, who of our creative voices are able to, you know, advance into the leadership roles, like how Kathleen Kennedy gave the two people in charge of Star Wars now, like including her. There's the dude from the animated stuff, and then the director. I forget their names off the top of my head.
Filoni.
Yeah, Dave Filoni and who else?
Jon Favreau.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. The DC should probably find those two people as well, those creative voices. And there is some speculation, like, oh, well, that's, you know, Zack Snyder and the comic book artist. What is their name? Lee.
Jim Lee.
Yeah. So that was a theory as well. So I'm just like, okay, maybe that's like something that will translate well to that. That's just me speculating. So yeah.
Yeah. And can I just say one thing? Can we keep the comics side of things away from everything else, please?
Yeah. See, please. The people have been arguing.
I don't want the comics anywhere.
You mean the people in the comics to come over to the? You don't
want them anywhere near it.
I think if you work together, I think just giving one complete control is where it's.
But Jim Lee, you need. Yeah, go on. Sorry. Yeah.
No, go after you.
No, I'm just saying we're kind of going for mediocrity, right? And I get what Raya's saying, totally.
Well, I want to give props to Berlanti, because what you're not understanding is he has made these shows work, these low budget shows in syndication. On syndication, you have to have lots of fillers, lots of seasons to be profitable. Kept all these shows. Imagine if The Flash was just 6 to 8 episodes like on Disney Plus shows. It would be quality entertainment. He's had to do all this filler and work with low budgets. Yeah. Managing all that. It's an old business model for syndication on TV. So he's shackled by that. So if you remove those shackles and give Berlanti a way to work in the whole universe, higher budgets, less filler, I think he could deliver a better product.
I completely disagree.
Oh. Okay.
Ramlin said no. Berlanti.
No, look. If that happens, that happens, right? You know. But you need somebody to disrupt what's going on right now, because it's stagnant. Nobody really knows what's going on with it, right? You need somebody who's going to disrupt it. Somebody with a vision.
Yeah.
Somebody. I mean, Feige had a vision. I don't care what you say. If you're Marvel or DC, doesn't matter. Feige had a vision. Okay, I don't see anybody in Warner Brothers having a vision. You get this guy in from CW, he hasn't got. You're basically saying he's a great project manager.
He's a all these shows compared to the Warner Bros. And DC most of them have got a conclusion.
Yeah, he's a great project
right,
manager.
But like having a good project manager is exactly what DC needs, and then being able to have that executive oversee of like, okay, delegating. This is where I think like a good project manager. I'm referencing my own skills personally. They know how to delegate, you know. A smart person surrounds themselves with people who can do the things that they can't do themselves, you know. Like, I think that's what makes like a successful business person.
I am not degrading the position of a good project manager. Okay. Definitely not, right? Every vision needs a great project manager. Definitely. Okay. But if you have a great project manager producing mediocre product for the next 2-3 years, you keep going, you fall back further and further and further. Because I'll tell you what now, Marvel aren't going to sit still. Definitely not, right? So they go forward, you kind of you move a little bit forward, that gap becomes even greater. You need a visionary to go in with a good project manager, right? Don't get me wrong, right? You can't just go in and go, I'm going to change everything, right? Because that's what I want to do. I mean, you've got to be realistic, right? Now, I just threw a name out for as an example of somebody who's disrupted a particular genre, and that was Jason Blum, right? He took the horror genre, okay, that was going absolutely nowhere, right? Mm-hmm. And he revolutionized that. He turned it around, and he went boom, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying that's the name, okay, but you need somebody like that, because otherwise, accept mediocrity for the next 2-3 years. Fine, if that's what you want, fine, do it, right? But if you want somebody to change DC and Warner Brothers, you need somebody like that. I mean, that's just one name, but I'm sure you guys will know other people in your field that could do that. But let's not go with mediocre and middle ground. Let's go with somebody who's got a frigging vision for once, please.
Yeah, and a good and you got to have someone that's got a business sense too. Because
he does, but he doesn't have to. I'm sure, right? I am absolutely positive. I know how business works, right? I'm sure Jason Blum, right, has, excuse me, no, I was going to swear then, has got no understanding of business or very little. He's a visionary, but he surrounds himself, as Raya just said, he surrounds himself with people that do know about that. Right people. He recruits the right people in the right positions, but he has the vision, right?
Yeah.
Raya,
so just to like pivot off of like this this Blum example, I do think that he is has like a pretty savvy business mind, because although he focuses on horror, he diversifies his investments across like multiple different movies, and that's like he'll give like $1 million budget to, which is a very, very low budget for a Hollywood film, and then it goes and like makes like 50-60 million in the box office, and that's pretty much a scalable business model that he's had for like all these years, and that's why he has that success. I do think like that is kind of it is like a little bit parallel to what I'm trying to argue for in favor of Berlanti, having that ability to scale low budget productions into larger connected universes, and then maybe with a little bit more budget and a little bit more access to more IPs, they could do the same if we give them the chance. That's why I feel like there would be like that initial rough discovery, not no pun intended for like the Discovery merger, but like discovering like what works in terms of like getting the ability to scale on CW to scale on HBO Max if you give them a chance.
Haven't they absolutely held their hand up for that one already, right? Anthony said it earlier on with the Batman and the interconnected universe with the Batman. The Batman wasn't an expensive film to make, right? Okay. No, in compared to other, so it didn't need to make $1 billion, right? We're going back to a discussion we had. It didn't need to. So all these people going, it didn't make $1 million. It's a failure. Get a life, right? It didn't have to make that, right? Okay. And it's set up an extended universe, etc. It's done what it needs.
And that's coming out on HBO Max soon.
That's right. And see, and
I apologize, Rambling. I'm going to watch it again. But we... Oh, go ahead, Anthony.
Sorry, Max.
No, go ahead. Go say what you're going to say, and then we have to get to the super chat.
Yeah, okay. No worries. But see, with the Batman, it's made that money coming out of, well, we're still in a pandemic, but like it's made over $700 million. These people set these $1 billion targets on these films and try to say that they're not a success when the budget for the Batman was nowhere near what some of the bigger films have had, like over 100 million, nearly 200 million budgets, and so I think that like putting that precedent on any film release is a bad thing, because they'll always compare, but it didn't make this much money. But, it's going on to HBO Max.
To be fair, though, Anthony, it's not just the public that does that. WB has done that themselves, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
They put unrealistic expectations on their comic book films, including Batman v Superman. Yes, the reaction was not good, but billion when they weren't where Marvel was at the time.
So anyway, Max, you kind of backed out about saying who would be the visionary for WB. So
I'll be honest with you, and you're gonna roll. Everyone's gonna roll your eyes, but I think the combination of Zach and his wife, what's his wife's name, Deborah, together, they were actually already doing a lot of it. They were integral for most of the movies you got. Even being producers, working with the talent, everyone relatively the WB, the executives weren't fans of Zach, but everyone that's worked with the Snyders. So,
but Max, you've got to be realistic. That's not going to happen because he's got an exclusivity.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying that's what I think it was. They already had their opportunity there.
Yeah, but I want to go with Raya to Las Vegas and have blackjack and hookers, right?
Well, if you,
but that's not going to happen.
We'll see. Here's my example.
Is it?
Here's an example of with or without.
So let's be real. What I'm saying is be real.
Right? I think we have to go a little bit down south in Nevada, away from Las Vegas, to get to the legal brothels. Just saying.
Boom.
Boom. Well,
I have no idea.
Just for example, look at Wonder Woman.
You come to me, and we'll have no problem, right?
No, we're gonna go to Amsterdam.
Oh my
God. Raya, have you ever been?
No.
Well, okay, we'll go together.
Ramblin' and sweating.
I'll be your
He's
online
sweating around
granddad.
the collar. Did you see that? He's like, woo.
I'll be her online dad, granddad, whatever. It's fine. That place is mad. I'm telling you, mad.
All right.
Love it, but it's mad.
Well, I want to give the example, and people are going to roll their eyes because they know I'm a Snyder fan.
I am rolling my eyes.
I gave you the endorsement on that, Max. Like before you even started talking, I was like, yeah, like Brolante will be the project manager. Then they'll have the two creative voices, Snyder and Lee, similar to how Kathleen Kennedy has the Filoni and I forgot his name again, the director, Favreau. Yeah.
Favreau, yeah.
But besides what the WB executives like Emmerich and Hamada, everyone loves the Snyders. They work lots of projects, and
hang on.
No. In the talent, I'm not talking about the public.
Everybody loves the Snyders.
I'm talking in the industry.
Are you sniffing glue?
No, I'm not. Let me finish, Ray. I know this is your show, but let me finish, please.
Well, exactly. You must be sniffing glue.
No, but if you look at Wonder Woman,
somebody out there hates Barts. Can you clip that?
If you look at
the
Wonder Woman example, to Wonder Woman 84, they were still producers on Wonder Woman 84, but the first Wonder Woman was made within the Snyders being producing. Helping get Cascal. There was a lot of influence there, including Zach's crews that worked on the first Wonder Woman. You see the quality extremely dip. And I mean, besides, I'm not talking about public perception. I'm talking about the actors and everyone that's worked on these films, on these DC films. No one's really had complaints about Zach or Deborah, and it was working. Even the films that they didn't direct, Zach didn't direct himself, they were higher quality, I think. I think they're more structured. They had a better flow. They fit within each other a little bit better. Wonder Woman. What was some other ones that came out during that time? Well, the first Suicide Squad, that wasn't interference from the Sliders. That was interference from WB again.
That's right.
Right. So, I mean, that would be my pick. That's why I was being quiet while you were going around the panel, because I knew people would be rolling their eyes. I think they had an opportunity and they missed to have a Feige level, czar in front of DC Studios.
So let's take Feige. Who messes with Feige then?
Who what?
Who messes with Feige? So
who messes with?
Well, it's his vision, right? You keep saying, "Oh, the studio messed with this," and they got involved.
Well, WB's notorious for interfering.
Okay, well, who interferes with Feige?
Alan Horn and them. They at the beginning,
now.
No, because he
Right. So you want a strong leader of men and women, right? And you've not mentioned anybody yet that will just grab it by the balls and take. I mean, it doesn't. I'm sorry, I'm like getting a bit whatever, but it doesn't need somebody that's gonna like, oh well, we'll do this for a couple of years and we'll tinker about here and we'll do that. You do that and you're gone. Disney Plus will just go, see ya, bye, right?
I think
need somebody
even
that's going to grab it by the old whatever.
He
can't, but he can't because he can't because Max, he can't because he's tied in with other things. That won't happen. It might.
No, I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about in the past.
5 years down the line. But do you really want this thing to go 5 years before?
No. I think you're
WB and DC actually kick
I think
it
you're
in?
missing it, Ramblin. I think that would have been. I don't know if it's the answer now. I think it would have been in the past. We do have to also get to H. Bart's super chat. I apologize, H. Bart's $5. Yeah. I love Moon Knight so far, but Feige was lying when he said it was brutal. Yeah, LOL. I agree with you, H. Bart's good.
I'm still waiting on the show to shift the paradigm, whatever that's supposed to mean.
I'm enjoying it so far, but yeah, I agree.
I've seen a suggestion go around. It's not a big suggestion, but like before they pick someone to be the leader, that they get a consortium, like a group of visionaries, directors and producers like Christopher Nolan, Zack Snyder, even though he is tied up with Netflix and what he's doing there, still to have them who have been leaders of films and TV shows, but to sit together and map out the future of DC.
I completely disagree because, right, they say a camel is a horse that's been designed by a committee, right? Okay, because everybody has their ideas, and they started off trying to design a horse, right? And they actually ended up designing a camel because there was too many ideas.
I agree.
You need a visionary. It's as simple as that.
But you need a sole visionary. Like, I mean, I thought the idea at first was a great idea, but then I thought, no, because like too many cooks spoil the broth. You need someone who's going to be like, this is our outline, this is the plan, this is what we're going to do. The direction that we need to go in is not to be conflated. It's not to be, ruined by different directors. I think Lewis made a good point before. When a series like Arrow has 23 episodes per series, and then you look at what Disney Plus is doing, where they have 8 episodes per show, and there's such a build-up, such a momentum for every episode, and like a narrative, like I say, like The Flash as well. There's a lot of filler. You want people to be interested, not lose interest. So whoever they do get, it has to be someone who will be dialed in and committed. I think someone like Christopher Nolan would be a great candidate, but he probably he's.
I don't think I respect you, Anthony, but I disagree with Nolan because Nolan I think can only handle the more realistic heroes. He kind of strays away from the.
Can I give a hot take really quick?
Yay!
No one's said anything about James Gunn, and I'm gonna shill for James Gunn just a little bit right now.
There we go. I completely agree.
Yeah, so Ramblin, you said that okay, DC does not have time for to dilly dally in a discovery phase for a few years. They need to get out of this this trench of mediocrity immediately. James Gunn's if we want to talk about shifting the paradigm, I feel like Gunn is the one taking risks. He's got that pedigree, obviously, with Guardians, which I personally love. It's one of my favorite franchises in the MCU, and he's making his mark with the Suicide Squad and the Peacemaker spinoffs, and then we're going to get additional content from that too. So I feel like if we want to talk about giving creators the opportunity to create and endorsing them fully, I do feel like DC is in that phase where they are kind of being overly cautious, not to like fully invest in Gunn to just, you know, be that Feige for them. It's still a little unproven territory because it's a soft reboot of their existing IPs that they still want to have available to reference in the future if possible. So yeah, that's kind of the frustration I think like I am in agreement with Ramblin', because they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to like be able to reference the Snyderverse in the future if it's convenient for them, but they also want to, you know, continue to move on with other creators and back Gunn and back Black Adam as like, you know, their get out of jail free card if the Gunn stuff doesn't work, instead of just, you know, being fully supportive of Gunn to be able to oversee all of these, you know, new properties.
But it just shows a complete lack of confidence, though, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. The too long didn't read. Lack of confidence.
Yeah. I want to pick up what the Watcher said here about Nolan.
Right? Well, we do have to get to the CJ super chat first.
Oh, go on.
DC needs to commit to making films and shows instead of announcing them. I agree. They need to need the proof in the pudding. Thank you for the support of the show, CJH.
One more thing too that like we talked about recently on Max's show. J.J. Abrams was supposed to be the Feige, no? Like he got a big fat paycheck, like $500 million.
Should have been.
I know we're all screaming no now, but like when it was announced, it was at least someone who like has that pedigree similar to Feige. Like, okay, this will give us some comparable content, but it really hasn't. It hasn't given us much of anything.
No, he doesn't have any sort of pedigree. I'm sorry, he doesn't.
Okay, but like, let's just say, like, when I say pedigree, I mean like box office receipts, like the external, you know, appearance of a pedigree, not so much the quality, you know, because that's debatable.
Right. Hang on, like what? Box office performance, like what?
So, gosh, now you're calling me out because like I'm just
I'm not calling you out because that's a pop.
I mean, I'm just thinking of like like he rebooted Star Trek and it's doing pretty well.
Second and third ones didn't make any money, but go on.
I'm like, God, what else did he do?
Star Wars.
Star Wars, yes, exactly.
No, he's the reason Mission Impossible movies are still being made. He revitalized Mission Impossible 3.
I'm not even like obviously I'm not like the biggest JJ fan. I just know that like he's a name like up there, like maybe a little bit lower than Feige, but kind of comparable.
Yeah, look, what am I saying? I'm in my front room in my flat. I mean, like, who am I, right, to criticize that guy? But I think it's a misconception that he's made a lot of money for companies because he really hasn't.
I might have that misconception because when I see JJ,
JJ's
name,
popular.
I'm like, oh, it's a popular name. Yeah, exactly. So that's why that name came up, and obviously, like he did get paid $500 million, which we've yet to really see the fruits of in the past several years.
We haven't seen anything of that.
He's done nothing.
Right, nothing.
Well, I want to
that guy is probably.
I want to completely disagree with Raya for a second. The James Gunn. I like James Gunn. I like Peacemaker, but to me, in my subjective opinion, he's extremely niche. Like he said, they let him do whatever he wants to do, he said, "I don't want to do Superman. He wants to do the more oddball character."
Well, let me ask you this, Matt: who would you rather have, JJ or James Gunn?
Yeah,
this is a good one. I want to hear you, Matt.
JJ.
No way.
Yes, because listen, some of the way the styles of
James Gunn is basically. Hang on, James Gunn is a major disruptor in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, but for that type of
hang on.
I got to finish my thought before I forget because I'll forget.
I know that's why I'm like.
Yeah, the type of humor and the type of style he is with. Like the Trinity or the Justice League, it's not gonna gel to me. And he exceeds on more niche characters and like proving this character's interesting when people are like Polka Dot Man. I don't give a crap about Polka Dot Man or Ratcatcher. That's not his strengths. You know, being and I don't think if you look at his interviews, he said I don't want to do that. I want to do something. They let him have carte blanche to do whatever he wanted in DC when he came. James Gunn. This is what he picked.
Yeah, okay, I agree with
and
that.
We actually have an article about his future too, so when we could get to that. I'm sorry, Rambling. I didn't mean to interrupt you on your own show.
No, but Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Is the most.
That shifted the paradigm in Marvel.
Yeah,
they totally shifted the writing style and the
exactly.
characterization onward. Yeah.
Thank you, Raya. Right? I mean, it disrupted things. People were going, "What? Guardians of the Galaxy? Right? Really? How niche is that?" Look, even comic book fans were going, "That's too niche." Right?
Mm-hmm.
And look what he did with that property.
Yeah, he excels at that kind of challenge to make it interesting.
What does that?
I think.
Hey! What does that? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I think he would be bored with normal superheroes.
But that's the thing, is that DC has a whole catalog of heroes that we've yet to even see on screen. And I'm honestly 100%. This is what I was saying on your show the other day, Max. I want to see more characters I've never seen before. I want Zatanna. Yeah. Well, Zatanna was going to be a JJ thing, but I would be down to see Gunn's version of Zatanna if it's going to be related to the Black Canary stuff, and it's unclear if Black Canary is going to be related to the Abrams stuff or the Gunn stuff. And this is kind of where I'm frustrated at. I'm just you have these creators that you've paid buku bucks to, and all these other properties that are unrelated to it or kind of in tangent to it. So yeah, I'm grasping at straws on who to back as the horse if we were going to assume that this is the creative team that we will expect content for, because it's not it's not being proven to us that any of them are going to be here in the next few years. Yeah. They can easily change course again and again.
This is actually a very good segue to this next article, and before we get to that, we'll have to get to Anthony G. What your thoughts are on Gunn having a bigger Raya's suggestion where he should be heading up more or helping the DCU.
Well, James Gunn said himself that he's got 5 years of work planned, going forward, because someone actually questioned him on this himself. And while he's finishing up his run at Marvel, he's doing the obviously the third Guardians film and the holiday special. He's got plans with DC that the public don't know about. Those are his words. And so I think it's already been said, he doesn't want to run DC, but he would be a great kind of candidate to run it. But you need someone that
it dumped my coffee.
Oh, was it in your Intellivision mug?
What's that? Was
it in your Intellivision mug?
No, that's in the dishwasher. I was or on my wife's mug. It's a Maleficent Tsum Tsum mug from Disney Store when we used to go to Disney Store.
Tsum Tsums.
They won't want to go with someone who is in active development of projects, who's actually directing something or producing something. They need someone who's got a single vision to run the studio, because DC will most probably establish its own studio.
I think Anthony, you're sitting on the fence. Who is this person?
That's the problem.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, James Gunn would be a great leader. He'd be a great person because he's got the youth, and he's got great vision, great ideas. But they'll go with someone who isn't involved in active development, who's distracted.
Oh, I think he'd do good with Lobo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Guardians of the Galaxy was the movie that all comic book films are held against, right? 100%. You'll get a Birds of Prey movie, and they want it to be a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Let's see
because Guardians of the Galaxy was literally in the general populace was nothing.
Well, let's see.
Nobody knew what it was. So people are trying to make a Birds of Prey. They're trying to make a Black Canary. They're trying to make a Black Adam. They wanted to do a Guardians of the Galaxy. There's only one guy who made Guardians of the Galaxy. And that's James Gunn.
Well, let's see this, because this article is going to be interesting. It addresses his future with Marvel after Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Because he, regardless of what I think, he seems to be very interested in continuing with Warner Bros. And DC. I think he's got more opportunities here than Marvel, especially with his style of humor and what projects he wants to do.
Max, just don't read into it. He's never going to be the head of Marvel.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying more projects with the success of Peacemaker.
He's never gonna be the head of Marvel, right?
No,
not gonna happen, right? But if somebody said to him right now, "You've got 5 years worth of work," which is what Anthony said he has, and I'll bow down to you, Anthony. You probably know better than me. But if somebody came to him tomorrow and said, "We're going to give you the head of the DCEU or whatever," right? I think he might be more interested in that 5 years of work that he's got planned in ahead.
And that's what he said, basically in his own words, that he's focused on what he's got going. He's got projects that, as he's wrote, public don't know about. But he's got active development projects with DC.
Well, let's get to his own words here, because he did actually. This is cool that he answered these questions on Twitter. So when it asked on Twitter if there are any other Marvel characters Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3 director James Gunn would like to develop, the director gave a blunt and vague response. You've previously said after Guardians of the Galaxy 3, your work with Marvel is likely done. If they handed you absolutely any Marvel characters you wanted with free reign, is there one you'd like to do a project about? Gunn noted that there are presently no characters at either Marvel or DC that he wants to be working with right now that he isn't already doing so. So maybe that'd be some cool surprises for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He's going to introduce characters that he wanted to, and he hadn't yet. And then DC, he's got new projects coming from DC after the success of Peacemaker. That's already, they have already said that the success of that show on HBO Max is one of the rare successes for HBO Max. So I think he's got carte blanche to use the characters he wants. So he's already doing so. He went on to elaborate, mentioning, careful with his wording, there are presently no characters at Marvel or DC that I want to be working on with right now that I am not. Yes, and I acknowledge the wording that tweet is in linguistic Olympics. So that's really exciting for James Gunn fans, regardless of DC or Marvel, that he's doing what he wants right now. Did that get you guys excited?
Let me, since we like to, dig into, tweets and, rip them apart. I'm focusing on the word presently. So is that like characters that we've already seen on screen, or are those ones we've yet to see on screen?
I'm under the impression that that's a tease of what's coming up for him that he's currently working on. I do know he's Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and the holiday special, which I'm excited about. Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special on Disney Plus, and then also I think there's 2 projects for HBO Max that he's working right now. People are under the assumption that it's going to have to do with the Suicide Squad and branching off that. I think that's the case, but the characters that he wants to work on, he says he already is. I don't think that means what we've seen already. My interpretation.
Can I give a big hot take here?
Definitely.
Right. So Canuck Plexi says there's got to be some young and hungry directors out there, right? Let's be fair. You guys don't want them. You want the status quo. You guys want the status quo, right? That's what you want, okay? You don't. The Eternals, for an example, right? The director of that tried to take it a little bit differently. Try to take it out of that whole connected universe, etc., etc.
I enjoyed the Eternals.
I did too, but most people didn't, right?
Right. The normies that are consuming Marvel content.
Ant-Man, right? Big passion for that. Edgar Wright, British director. Okay, he's made some great films. Baby Driver, please.
Well, he got kicked off Ant-Man. He did
exactly. Please go and watch Baby Driver or any of the Cornetto trilogy
for Kevin Spacey.
The guy, I
actually really liked him. What's controversial was I liked him in that role.
But is that not an absolutely fantastic film?
Yeah,
it is, right? He got kicked off because he went outside of the norm. He wanted to do things that were not part of the universe, and they went, bye.
No, right? I do want.
So the Eternals, they try something different. People didn't like it because, bye. You guys all want the status quo.
Not me. No, you're saying all you guys. I don't want this. I'm pretty sure Raya doesn't want the status quo. You want directors to get opportunities, right, Raya?
Well, it's let's be realistic though. To let's be realistic to Ramblin's point. Like, Czar Feige is, has the final say on all the products. And typically when these movies do get assigned, and I use that word intentionally, assigned to a director, they already are, past the pre-production stage, and the director is just there to execute on the storyboards and the shots and all the dialogue that's already been written, and just, follow through with the plan. Their name, like, even if it's like someone who is a well-known indie director, like the woman who directed the Eternals, she's just there to, to execute on, what was already going to be the plan.
I don't think so.
In my opinion,
I think she tried to go outside of the norm, and she has been shot down in flames for trying to go outside of the norm.
Okay, Anthony, do you have any commentary on this? The Eternals
I think not wanting to go with the status quo, you have to find a director that will be supported by the studio. And I think, as Ray has pointed, because if they don't have the support of the studio, like with their vision, like Ray's making the point that these films are assigned to directors, so the director doesn't get to come in and like has their own vision, but they have.
But why not?
Well, that's how it's been happening with the Marvel, because the Marvel
why
they've all got a formula.
Why?
So, well, that's how they've created their.
It's what's got the money.
But hands up then. Who enjoyed? Let's go back to my example. Okay. Edgar Wright worked for 7 years behind the scene for Ant-Man. You wouldn't have an Ant-Man film if it wasn't for Edgar Wright.
Right. He figured out certain ways the way it was filmed. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Right. So
I followed that. I was very disappointed he got kicked off. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
absolutely, and he would have made.
He figured out the visual effects of how it was
99. No, it wasn't even that. He had a vision. Outside of the Marvel universe, right?
Yes.
He wanted to make it its own thing. That's why he got kicked off.
Yeah, he didn't want to connect it, and
he didn't want to connect it. In fact, it wasn't the fact that he didn't want to connect it. He didn't want to connect it straight away.
Yeah.
Right. That's why he got kicked off.
No,
so you all, hang on, and when I say you all, I mean that is a whatever. 99% of the population accepted that first Ant-Man film. Went, well, that was okay. Peyton Reed is I'm really sorry. He's a very poor director. Sorry. Is it Peyton Reed who did it?
I don't remember.
Peyton somebody. Okay. Yeah. You would have got an absolutely amazing film if you'd have just gone, or Feige would have just gone. So this whole point of there are young and up and coming directors, pointless. They don't want young and up and coming directors. Okay,
they do. They do want where they can market it, but not actually, because then they'll, like, if it's the Disney, a lot of times, and Warner Brothers gets all the bad press, but
but Disney Warner
Brothers is consistently interfering or bringing in the
but Max
people to fix it at the end.
Here's your point of difference. Okay, here's your point of difference. Sorry to be pushy here, right?
Okay, push all you want.
But here's your point of difference. Do you want DC to be Marvel Mark II?
No.
Okay. So what do you need to do to change that theory then? Because everything that we've said so far in here makes the DC universe Marvel Mark II. That's what we're going for. Am I wrong?
Well, let me
Chat, am I wrong?
Let me counter that hot take with my hot take. I would love for DC to just become like rated R Marvel, just like
but it won't. But it won't, Raya. It's gone down a path. It's hugely successful, right? Okay, they're not going to deviate for now. I mean, maybe down the line.
Here's where they.
So you've got DCU. Do you want Marvel too?
They could be rated R on HBO Max, but not in the theater.
Well, I don't get HBO Max. We don't go down there, right? Okay, let's not go down there because we've covered that, right? So you can either go Marvel Mark II and copy them, or you can go down a slightly different path with somebody like James Gunn, or somebody that's going to disrupt the market and actually do something a bit interesting because I'm not being funny, but everything that DC are doing at the moment, the Batman aside, I'll give you that, right? It's not that interesting, is it? Not really.
Well, like, we didn't even like mention Matt Reeves, who like is running in tangent to, or what is it? Running a parallel to James Gunn, and we've got the J.J. Abrams content possibly in the works somewhere. So there are like these acclaimed. I use big quotation marks because that could be debatable as well. But like these acclaimed, like directors, creators that are all being bankrolled to create content for DC. Right. It's not necessarily intertwined or under an umbrella like Marvel content is. But would you say, Ramblin, that DC is kind of trying to see what is going to be disruptive, or do you think they're playing it too safe? Like, I mean, it seems like they're placing their bets on like a lot of different filmmakers to have all these different styles of content out there.
Well, exactly.
But see,
they're doing what similar to what you're saying they should do, right?
Which I like. Okay.
Oh, and then the Joker sequel too. Like that's
I like that. But are they going? If they carry on with that, I'm absolutely fine with that. I've got no confidence they will carry on with that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, right. So
they should do, because that's where it's easy because that's where the money is rolled in, isn't it? The Joker over $1 billion, Batman 700 million or whatever it's going to make.
I will just say this really quick. Like, yes, I do agree with you. It's like we want to see more content from these universes that they're introducing to us in the last few years. Whether or not that's going to happen or not is still up for speculation based on how many times new stories and existing characters have to be reestablished, a la Batman or whatever. So yeah, I think that's kind of like where we're worried is like we would like to put faith in like creators like James Gunn and Abrams and Reeves, et cetera, but it's hard to put faith in like these characters being reoccurring throughout the years because we keep getting reiterations of the same characters over and over. We're not seeing anything new really, except for Gunn.
But again, I mean, I like the Eternals because it shows that Feige, right, is actually interested in doing something a little bit different. Now, unfortunately, it fell on its arse, right? And that's why I'm saying people want mediocrity, right? They don't want anything outside of the norm.
That's not Feige's
movies. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
Look at Fast and Furious. I'm sorry. I know people are.
But I brought up one.
It's not really pushing anything, really.
But I brought up one
unless it's in the space.
But I brought up one to you the other day, and I don't know who, Ray, you might know, I don't know. The Meg 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, that was bankrolled by a studio overseas, right? In China?
Possibly. I don't know the details of it, right? But it's got a really, really left field director that I love. I love him, right? But he's not done a Hollywood movie ever, and he's been put in charge of a big popcorn movie, right? And I think he's going to do I think he's going to do an amazing job. But in modern Hollywood, I don't know where whoever's given him the green light is coming from. He's a genius, whoever it is. That guy should be the head of DC, right? Because he's gone out on a limb. Because The Meg was a very safe film, really. It was, right? And it made quite a lot of money. And I think the sequel, I think whoever directs it's going to do quite a lot of money. They put a really, really, really bizarre, well, not for me, but for most people, director on it. It's just like, that is what I want to see. I don't want this whole, I don't know. It's almost like we can get away with this,
I think before they do find someone, it's going to be a very lengthy process because they have to pick the right person for the path ahead. But they also the structure of the studio as well.
I don't think they have the time.
Well, they're going to have to make the time and do it.
I don't think they've got the time.
Like if you look at
what is this? What is the? I guess like the sand escaping the top of the hourglass in your mind, Ramblin'. Like DC's going to exist, like whether the films succeed in the box office or not. So like, what exactly are they? why is the clock ticking for them? I should say.
But I think you've used the correct word. Exist. I don't want my DC properties to exist, Rare. That's what I'm saying.
You don't want them to simply exist. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm a DC man. I have been since a kid. When I picked up a comic book, right, it was always about DC. Always. For me. Okay.
Ooh, I got something interesting for Amico talk in a few minutes.
Good. Go on then.
Well,
I'm just saying, I don't want that property to exist. When you've got people like Alan Moore working for you, right? Probably the most revolutionary comic writer the world has ever seen, doing things like Watchmen, Swamp Thing. I could go on for a million years, right?
Yeah.
About how DC has revolutionized and innovated and whatever. I mean, that's a whole other episode. But for somebody to say to me, well, it's okay if they're all right and they're doing okay, they're kind of pushing they're kicking the can down the street. Yeah. For me, that kills me personally.
I do also want to run something by you, Ramblin' and Anthony, because you're the tent poles of MME International. But I want to say for Devin,
Raya is definitely
I'm not international. Well, I mean, I don't know.
That's
DMX are domestic.
No, that's what I wanted to address. Though
Sexist,
we're international for them, though.
Misogynist.
So
Max is a misogynist.
Oh my goodness! But that's what I was saying. Like Devin, I think Devin would do good in these type of talks too, if you're interested in the future. So international can mean people connecting internationally. Absolutely, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean people in the States can't jump in on the conversation. It's about the international communities connected to each other. We're international to them, so that isn't that it? Do you think, what is your thoughts on that too, like in the future?
100%.
Like that connecting across the world is what shouldn't that be a strong focus? And I do actually have an update on Amico that we could get to when you guys are ready. Just let me know, because I have I'm going to do a clip out.
Anthony, I'll guide you through all of this, man. I'll guide you through.
But I did something just to do some investigating.
The banner took up like half the screen.
Nothing
Max
hardcore.
has done some research. Come on.
Oh yes, breaking news.
Wow.
Breaking news.
But I do have some other quick topics too, just to get your
hang on.
thoughts
The Watcher is. I haven't agreed with some of the things he said, but he does say the Amico is dead. Leave it there, Max.
Well, we'll save it.
Move on. Right, go on then.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that about you, Devin. You're raised in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, that counts big time. Definitely. So whenever you're Devin's a great person to have into these conversations. If you're ever available 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays, Devin, hop in.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So I didn't mean to stop your topic though, but I do have some other quick topics if you want. And then the Amico update, because listen, now that I kind of know what's going on, I'm pretty much confirmed. I do
not know what.
No, I mean that it's pretty much dead. That I'm
gonna grab a snack. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's some quick topics for you. That I saw going around, because Amazon.
You do realize that E King, who's our biggest supporter, is not in the chat.
I know. When we talk about the Amico, he'll show up.
He will, yeah.
So following Amazon's acquisition of MGM, the rights of Robocop are up for termination. Will revert back to the original owners if a deal is not made.
Wow.
Any Robocop fans here?
I love Robocop.
100%. Well, in fact, in the UK, I believe in about a month's time, they're going to. It's going to be back in the cinemas, but the director's cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've never.
Did you like the reboot?
No. Yeah, it was okay.
I like the reboot. I like
it.
It
was
okay.
all right. It was all right, but compared to the originals, it's got nothing on the originals, Max.
Yeah.
Hey, Vaughn George's mixtapes.
Yeah. Shout out to Vaughn George. He does some amazing mixtapes. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you like your Raya's unfortunately gone, but I will mention it to Raya later on, because he does some amazing 80s and 90s mixtapes on his channel.
I actually think that Robocop was one of the best reboots of all time. They kept it PG-13. had Michael Keaton, but I love Joel Kinnaman. I love the redesign. It was very
great.
That scene where he's
hang on, of all time,
one of the best. There's not a lot of God reboots.
Wow.
Yeah, but
it's okay. But I mean, that's.
But imagine if they would have given that more carte blanche to go rated R on that one. I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
Because that scene where he's realizing what he is and he's looking in the mirror. Joel Kinnaman really sold that scene.
I get that. But have you ever seen the director's cut of Robocop?
No, I have to go watch that.
Please go and I mean, I think you can get it on Blu-ray now.
Well, what are your thoughts on Amazon? Do you want Amazon to get it, or do you want the rights to revert back to someone else? I almost want Amazon to get it.
I think if Amazon are going to put some money into it, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's why I want to see, because if it reverts back to the original IP owners, I think it's going to be in like the Terminator situation. Like if someone buys it, tries to make something out of it, they don't put a lot of money into it, and then just keeps going and going and going.
They can remake that as long as they want. As long as they don't remake Starship Troopers, I don't care.
Oh God.
Oh
yeah, they tried.
Well, they have. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Which was a topic I had later on, Max, but I don't think we're going to have time today. But that's fine.
Well, what topic?
Well, I was going to bring up. I said to Anthony earlier on. I mean, I'm quite
everything, everywhere, all at once.
Oh yes!
Wow! I can't find anybody that's showing it. I'm gutted.
You still can't see it.
No, I was thinking of again. I was thinking of you earlier last night. Because I
tweeted that to you, man.
A bus went past me, and on the side of the bus, it had Everything Everywhere All at Once with Michelle Yeoh, and I just thought, I got to see this one.
Did you see the trailer? Have you seen the trailer, Max, for that?
No, I got to watch the trailer. I really want to see it. I'm just not.
I tweeted out to you, and I just said, is this going to be the best multiverse film this year?
I'll be real. There's certain movies when I go to the movie theaters anymore, I used to go all the time. I used to be a first weekender for all kind of projects, like every single superhero movie ever. I used to go first weekend, but now I'm a little more, since the pandemic and since I'm a middle-aged madman of 40. I also want to go to films that me and my wife are going to enjoy together. I don't foresee her liking this one.
I reckon
it's a good rental for us.
I think she will.
I reckon she will. And look, the widow, Ashley, she loves it. Mm-hmm. But I think your wife will like it, Max, because they really go like it's real, like really interesting. Like if you watch it, like I want to go see it, and everything I'm hearing about it, there's a lot of hype for it.
Okay.
I haven't heard anyone.
What was that you sent? What was that you sent me earlier, Anthony? It was like.
It was
Tobey Maguire and
yes. So someone put on their Twitter, and I sent it to Rambling Man, a photo someone took of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield watching that film.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's pretty amazing, isn't it?
That is brilliant.
Well, you said you wanted to point out Vaughn's George mixtapes to Raya.
Yeah, George Vaughn mixtapes, Raya, right? He does some really great 80s indie electronic mixtapes.
Thank you for the recommendation. I'll check out their channel.
You need to go and check him out because there's some amazing stuff on them. I mean, every time he puts something on there that makes me go, what? Right? And I'm going, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. He did it this week, and I'm like, really? Ooh. How that artist completely, but no, he always puts something on there that stimulates. I know you like being stimulated by new music, so yeah, go and check it out, Rick.
Yes, he does. He does have a YouTube channel.
He does, yeah, 100%. Shall we say again in the discourse of who I can talk to and who I can't talk to, because we'll go back to a topic that we talked about earlier. Apparently I'm not allowed to talk to him because he may have a slightly different opinion about people than I have.
Yeah,
right?
I don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
look how good Raya is. She's already got your link up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he will agree.
Anthony,
He will agree that we have a perfectly normal interaction, even though we may disagree about one thing. Right? Doesn't stop me and him chatting about it. And he, honestly, he blows my mind sometimes for what he puts on. So,
well, Anthony,
more
are we able to
power
at least sub to your channel yet? Like, I know you're working on it.
I think I've got one subscriber at the moment.
Can we please just sub to you?
Anthony, you didn't tell me that. I'll subscribe, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, I've got like the trial video of my first attempt at a stream, but
look, if you want a Brit, right, who talks a lot, just
do you want? Okay, I don't want to make you embarrassed or anything. So if you're not ready next week, can we sub to your channel next week?
Definitely, because I'm gonna definitely do a stream. I'm gonna put another one up, and I definitely want to touch on topics of this is what I love, or this is something I love, this is something that's impacted me, and so like I definitely want to do stuff like that. And
which is great, Anthony, because we all love something, right? We can all bond with something, right? Which is going back to Vaughan, right?
Exactly.
We don't agree on certain things. He doesn't have the same opinion on some things that I do, but we can bond over one thing. So we bond. Not a problem.
That's
not
the thing,
not a problem. If anybody turns around to me and says, well, that guy trolls this guy because of that reason, well, fine. I don't care.
This is just a quick topic before we get to the Amico talk.
Come on.
I do actually have an update. I wanted to try something, and I just just gonna try it. So I did something. But Josh Brolin talks missing out on playing Zack Snyder's Batman. He was originally considered for the role. I like Josh Brolin, but man, I love Ben Affleck.
Josh Brolin is the man. That would have been.
Oh, you want
it? Oh God! Every day of the week. Josh Brolin, are you having a laugh?
No, I'm not having a laugh.
It was
you're
him
sniffing,
and
you're sniffing glue again, Max. He would have been awesome.
You don't like Ben Affleck as Batman? You just think
no. Hang on, right? I said 2 weeks ago that I wanted to see more of Ben Affleck, right? And I do.
Yeah.
Right? However, Josh Brolin would also be awesome in that.
Yeah. Okay, let's
the thing is, don't go down that route of either or, right?
Yeah.
Why go down that route?
Right. Well, let's get to his quote here. That was interesting to me. That was his decision. That wasn't my decision. Oh, wait, what? All right, hold on. During an interview with Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, Brolin reveals that he was under consideration to play the Caped Crusader, and he didn't turn down the role down. So it wasn't him. Zach ultimately decided to go with Ben Affleck, but Brolin said he was excited about the prospect of taking on the character and admitted he hasn't completely given up on playing an older Bruce Wayne. Ooh, that was an interesting.
Honestly, can you imagine? He'd be so good.
He would.
Yeah.
There were a few different names thrown around back in the day, like John Hamm, as well as Josh Brolin.
But there are so many people I would love to see in that.
Well,
that's why you should never get pigeonholed by one actor.
Well, this is where they could do something like similar to Joker, do an older Batman story with one-off with him would be amazing. But here, let's read the rest of this. That was interesting to me. That was his decision. That wasn't my decision. That was his decision again, because like something that is set up not work at all or to work flyingly. I like those odds. I like playing those odds. I'm like, am I the guy who's going to make it fail? By the way, who I didn't think was bad, but you talk to Clooney and he's still joking about it, and it wasn't his fault. He loves the nipple joke, and that was all Joel. But he didn't do anything wrong because again, that was before Deadpool 2.
Max.
Well, this is his. I'm reading his words.
No. He phoned that whole performance in.
Well, if you saw what was going around, if you saw the set,
I'm not criticizing because I like I said to you, the guy lives like 20 miles away from where I am right now. He lives in Britain. He's a good lad, right? And he is a good lad. I mean, he contributes to the life of the little village he lives in and everything, right? But he phoned that in. Everybody knows he phoned that.
Let's finish this quote here. It would have been the older, more raspy, for lack of a better word. Honestly, that would have been a fun deal, and maybe I'll do it when I'm 80. Would you want to see him do it when he's 80?
No.
No. Okay.
But he's a natural. He's a 1950s film star.
Yeah, he could be like a multiverse Batman.
He could be anything he wants to be. I think the guy's great. He is Hollywood.
Good value.
Oh, Devin coming with the hot take in the chat. I like the actor about 50 times more than Affleck. Uh-oh.
Wow.
I think Batfleck has got a way to go, but I personally think that he's a talented actor, and I think he could get there. I love the guy. I mean, I've loved everything. Well, not everything, because he's done some pretty bad stuff. But I'm willing to give him a go, you know. But he's not the be all and end all. Definitely not. No. But would I like to see him in it? Would I like to see him do more? 100%, I would. Yeah.
Definitely. I'm on the same page as you.
But all right, if you were going to say him or Josh Brolin, sit the fuck down, right? Because Josh Brolin would be so much better, in my opinion, in my honest opinion. All right.
All right. Can we get? Maybe I'll blow you up on this, Ramble Man. Go. For the last topic, we're gonna do a clip out for this.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nobody.
Amico is finally over. Smash JT stopped making videos. There's nothing else they could do, but there's something else that I could do. I did some investigation, small investigation.
Oh, look at that.
I went to the website,
right,
and I put a pre-order in.
Max, don't embarrass yourself. Come on.
You're gonna get,
no, I did it. I did it. I did it.
Honestly, listen. Don't make me do this, Max.
Your intervention. No, you don't. You got to let me finish, Rainbow Man.
Max, I like you. Don't make me do this.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Careful, Max. You're gonna get cancelled.
No. But here's what I wanted to do, because the other times I pre-ordered the day of, and when Raya, maybe you could do investigating too. Don't give us your order number, but you know what number? But how many? Because they give like order number 5,000 something.
Why are you making me? Why are you making me do this, Max? Go on.
The order numbers go up each number they're placed. So I wanted to see how far along they were since day one.
Well, Max, I could have ordered
how many orders? How many more orders were placed?
Max, I could have ordered myself 10,000, right?
Yeah.
On day one.
Wait, but you're missing the point, though, right?
No, I'm not. I could have ordered 10,000 of them because they don't have a monetary value. Right. And I know for a fact there were people out there have to put in the community. Down. Yes. Yeah, but they were ordering 1,000 at a time.
What Max wants me to do is place a new order with another email, and then see what the difference is between my old order number and my new order number.
You don't have to, because I've done it already.
Oh, cool. Then why did you just say that?
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Rainbow Man's just trying to remove me from the cult. He's so concerned that I'm putting another number, and he's concerned about me. But I just did it as an investigation to see.
These orders are meaningless anyway. That's exactly what he's trying to say.
Right. So all I'm trying to say is to see how far along they were from the day one that me and Raya put it in. And I wouldn't say reveal your exact order number. I'm just going to say mine was close to 5,500 the first day.
Yes, same.
5,501. 501 was pretty close. I'm not giving my exact order number. So I placed one today.
Who cares? Go on.
It'd be funny if we all had the same order number.
And from what I know, the little knowledge I know, I think they just go up one each place that places an order. So there's not any, there's zero risk when you don't have to put money down to place these orders. So there's no one placing new orders, Rambling Man. That's the point. Because I placed one today and it was 5,800.
Do you like throwing your money away?
There are people showing you receipts on YouTube and Twitter because they don't have to put any money down. They've ordered 1,000 units.
What's so funny is that it's the same 300 people who watch every Amico video on this platform. We all placed an order.
I didn't. Be fair, right?
Well, I'm saying since the day they announced since the day that they let orders come in, they've only had about 300 more orders. So unless they actually get interest to fulfill whatever potential agreement they have to manufacture, they're not getting there.
What agreement?
Exactly. I'm saying they need to show that there's some interest, so they manufacture and someone's going to buy it.
So, for
there's
example,
no interest. It's done.
It is done. The miscommunication is unreal.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
Point, Ramblin' Man. 300 orders have gone up since the last time everyone put their orders in.
No,
there's no one new coming into this. No one is even putting an order when you don't have to put zero down.
That's not true, Pete. That's not true, Max, because I've seen people put on Twitter that they've ordered 1,000 at a go. I mean, they may have stripped all of those out, I'm guessing, so that might be true, I suppose.
Yeah, but since they started accepting orders for the Galaxy Purple...
yeah, but I saw one person order 10,000 units.
There's only been 300 since that
right,
day.
But that's still just one order number. Max is saying like, if like 300 of those people all made individual orders for 10K units,
honestly, it's the most.
So there's not enough interest to mass manufacture us. That's what I mean.
That's
no, I know, but there's the proof you need. That's what I did the investigation.
Why are you trying to tell me I need proof?
Well,
no.
Only 300.
No, Max, that is a good.
Only 300 more orders have come in. Round about 300. Only.
Okay, Max, can I ask you a question, right? Because you're quite up. You're quite up on this, aren't you? You had a Purple Galaxy pre-order, yeah?
And I do again, yeah.
Right. So you backed out of the GameStop one, yeah?
No, they canceled on me because I wouldn't.
Yeah, all right. Oh, don't split hairs. You don't have that pre-order anymore, correct?
No.
Right. So you've reapplied for it or pre-ordered it on Intellivision.
So did Raya.
With 0 down.
Yes.
Right. Now, the #1 Amico News Authority channel, okay, won't go into that, right? No, it's not you.
It's not! Oh!
Hang on, I'm asking you a question, right?
Okay.
He said definitively, right?
Yeah.
That pre-order you've now got for your Purple Galaxy still comes with your $25 gift card, right?
No.
Right. Is that true?
I think he made a mistake. No. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I think he made a mistake.
That's a genuine. I'm not trying
the gift card.
I am not trying to dig anybody out, right?
Right.
I'm not trying to dig anybody out. But when you go on a channel, when you call yourself the #1 Amico News Authority, right? Mm-hmm. And you say that they will honor everything in that GameStop pre-order. If they're not, then you may have to backtrack and apologize for that. That's all I'm saying, right?
Okay. Well, I think he made a small error.
To be fair, though, he did say that he called himself that to troll the trolls.
Yeah.
Right, but you can't call yourself that
as a
and
joke.
Then go out. No, was it a joke? Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, but he definitively went. I'm not being funny. Go back. Mm-hmm. I'm quite happy to sit here for another 20 minutes for you to pull that video out. He said definitively that was the case. That $25 pre-order gift voucher would be honored.
And
I can't see anything in the.
When he said that, I'm like, oh, he made a mistake because I don't see any proof of that. But I do want to go. I do want to go around.
Will you get in contact with him over the next couple of days? Then
I don't think. I'll be real. He's my friend. I don't think he has any want to address critics anymore. He's just doing his own thing. I really don't. Honestly, my friends that are still very pro Amico or still pulling out Hope Rep podcast, they have no desire to address anything.
Max.
Yeah.
I'm not being a critic.
No, right? I know.
I'm asking him to retract misleading statement. I'm not being a critic.
On the next
I will say, I do think that it would be possible, because I have heard where he has apologized for I got the price wrong in his last video or other things like that
on Amico.
So I will say that when I think everyone when they get information wrong, they then follow up on the next live or the next video saying I got this wrong. I'm sorry, blah blah blah.
So I have to go in a minute because I've got to pick my son up. Real life going on. I've got about another 5 minutes, right? Okay. Sorry about that, but
sorry.
This goes back to a topic we were talking about before with a certain Canadian gamer, right? Don't pull that up again, Mike. I don't want that tweet coming up again, right?
No, I'm not.
Right, okay. But sometimes we have to take that. We have to take the L.
Yeah.
Right? And he has to take the L. DJC has to take the L. But nobody, and I mean nobody on this platform will take an L. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, though, is it? Yeah, no, I agree. But it's not the end of the world. If he manned up and said, you know what, I got that wrong. I misspoke. I presumed it was this and whatever. I'd have mucho respect for him. Mucho respect. Okay? But he won't do it. And I'm not digging him out. That is a YouTube thing. Nobody wants to sit there and go, you know what, I'll take an L on this one. I was wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll take the L. Right? Even against people that I hate, and I won't mention them, but friends of yours, right? Okay. I said the wrong thing there, and I will take the L. Just take the fucking L, for Christ's sake. Whatever community you're in, just take the L. People will actually. This
is an internet problem.
No, it's not, because people will come on board with you a lot quicker. I know friends of yours, right? I won't mention them, right?
I'll take L's all the time.
I know you do, but some people
you sometimes deliver mine.
Yeah, I know. But some people in your small circle or big circle, whatever you want to say.
I'm not in any circles anymore.
Well, you kind of are. They won't take the L, Max. They won't. Just take the L. Say, look, I'm human. Let's move on. Yeah, that's all you have to do. I tell you now, contact him, right?
I'll message him about it. I'll say, on this gift card thing, but it really, in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing. It doesn't matter because let me do the exact math, because I have my exact order numbers. I'm going to tell you how many orders have gone through, and yeah, someone could have ordered 10,000 on one order, but separate orders coming through since the day I ordered and today is, hold on, I'll tell you the exact difference. And this tells you everything you need to know. There's not enough interest to even manufacture. 215 new more orders. I was wrong. But since the day I ordered them today.
Do you believe that me and people that I hang around with, right? Do you believe that we actually want you to get that console in your hand, in your home, to play?
Yes, so that you can make videos on it. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. No, you do, but also some people want to.
We actually want. This is what I said to you a couple of weeks ago, right? It's like, if you wanted, see what gets on my wick, right? Is that you've got certain YouTubers out there saying, "Oh, I'm all for the consumer," right? I'm all for these investors in it, right? Oh, they've been let down and this and that. Fine, they probably have, right? But what's the best outcome for all of those people? Get the product in people's hands. Then the people who really want to play it. All the people who have invested money in it, maybe get some money back. So why are you shitting on it? I honestly, Ray will probably know, I do not shit on the console. I may shit on the personnel because they've done a really bad job, right? But I mean, what we've got to understand here is, right, there is no them and us.
Yeah.
There isn't. We want you to have the bloody thing. I want you to play.
Well, based on the investigation, I don't think anything is going to happen, because even with zero down, only 215 new order numbers, it's just not enough to manufacture. So it's not enough interest anymore.
I've got literally 5 minutes.
Go ahead.
I'm fascinated, right? Because you are you're not really a cult member, right? Is that? No, you're not really. Not really. You're on the outside looking in, I think, right?
I had more pre-orders than most.
Well, DJC, I think, tops you on that one, right?
Maybe.
But I don't know where I'm going with this now. I think I've lost my train of thought completely.
The ones who put money on them, will they get their money back?
No.
Well, you don't have to put any money on it, right? But I want to go around the Rambling Man, you said you might have to head out, or
I got 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes. So I really want to get this. I think this is significant. No matter what way, if you're positive or negative, only 215 days since that first day, 215 orders. Raya. I want to get Raya.
Hang on, Raya, just before that, because I actually remember what the hell I was going to say.
Okay.
Right.
I'm glad you do.
So, yeah. So we're going around in circles, aren't we, really? What do you think's happening then?
I don't think anything's happening now.
Right. So why are they circling the wagons then?
Who? Intellivision?
Intellivision, yeah. Because at the moment they're circling the wagons, aren't they? Would you not agree?
I think this was their last thing. I think unboxing what they could have done was a good video that show what could have to show what could happen, and then to release pre-orders on your site to see if there's interest there. There's no more interest. Only 250 new orders since that first day is very damning. There's no one's even going to put a pre-order if you have to pay nothing. That's how bad.
But it's not the product.
Gone.
But this is the point.
Yeah,
it's not the product that people are wary of, right?
Yeah,
I like the product.
Yeah,
I love the vision.
Yeah,
I don't trust anybody at the helm.
Yeah, there's no salvaging it. There's no salvaging because you can't even get people to connect to.
It's a dead issue.
So, well, I mean, this is more facts. Raya, there's no people. You don't have to put anything down. 215 new orders. There's not enough to justify manufacturing it.
Quick, Raya, I've got to go. Come on, hot take.
Yeah, my hot take is since getting the console out is not going to avenge anyone here. The next step, I'm kind of aligning more to Gen X gamers, class action lawsuit, mindset, because obviously, the company is, not worth much, probably worth less than, what they took in from investors, like that 15 to 17, whatever $1 million it's down the hole. So if they do go bankrupt and then get sued, we're probably not going to see anyone get paid anything unless the person who buys the Intellivision assets then adopts that that lawsuit payout. I don't know how that works on that end, but assuming that the company does go bankrupt, no one's going to get anything out of any type of class action lawsuit probably.
Right.
So it's just a dumpster fire, there isn't even any retribution to be had.
Mm-hmm. No, nobody wins out of this, do they? Let's be clear.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Nobody.
Well, as an outsider looking in, Anthony, they put up a pre-order, but the public consumer confidence is gone. No one's even putting pre-orders when you have to put zero down. Only 215 new pre-orders new orders came in since that first day where people put it in. There's not enough interest to manufacture or trust. And then if they did say they were going to manufacture, for instance, if I get an email that says, "Okay, we're ready to manufacture, pay your full price of the Amico," even people that still have the pre-orders, who's going to trust that? It's just it's impossible to recover.
I think that's they should just stop. Quit while they're ahead.
Or while they're behind.
They're not ahead, Anthony. They really are.
While they're behind.
Yeah.
While they're behind. I got more luck getting a PlayStation 5.
Yep.
Which is actually on back order for God knows how long now, because they can't get the chips quick enough, than I have of ever seeing even one of these Amicos produced.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Outsider. Spot on.
All right. Well, that's the last topic I had, and then we could all end together, I guess, because I know Brea's going to be busy tonight. She's got streams. You have a stream coming up tonight.
Yeah, it'll be my first stream talking about arcade gaming. I'm a really big noob to it, but I'm going to have Overthink Gaming, Your Average Gamer, Big Retro Show, and friend of the channel, Ken from Retro Complex. And we're going to talk about some consumer value friendly entry points into arcade gaming, whether it be emulation, ports to console, tabletop systems, and cabinets.
Awesome.
Can
I just say Raya has the best panels on YouTube.
Oh, they're gonna get better. I'm up in everyone's DMs. It's gonna be amazing.
Not mine, you're not.
Oh, you called me out. Yeah. I'm
seriously
behind getting our next stream together.
Oh, whatever.
No,
I'm not trying to dig you out, but she has some absolutely amazing panels.
But you are right. Yeah.
Streams. You have some great streams, Raya, and your content's amazing.
Yes. So go support that stream. I think we're almost at 2 hours, 30 minutes. Is a good time to end. Thank you for supporting this series. I will work on the playlist, Ramblin'. So all your videos there. And then I'm going to start to put your channels in the descriptions, the links. So even on the
when do I get this free StreamYard then that you've been giving out to all your other
if you want it,
well,
No, yeah. So then Rambling can host streams on his channel, and then have everyone on there.
Max is very, very ageist. He loves.
I know, no. I do have to.
He loves the younger boys.
I'll be real. I had some interest, and I got a solid 10 now. Before I bump, because it's the StreamYard package, it makes me do 15. I can't do one at a time. So if I get enough interest with more people that want it, I will upgrade again. But that's going to cost me more money, which I'm fine to do, but I need to know the interest is there. The worst thing that happened before was, even though I had great friends, some people weren't using it. So I was about to upgrade, and I was like, wait, there's some people that aren't using it. So I reached out to certain people. Now everyone that's included in the team is using StreamYard. If I get enough interest to upgrade to 15 and have people on Team MME, then I will. But I want to make sure that if I spend the money, I want to make sure that people are going to use it. So
am I part of the team, Max?
Yes. Okay. Yes. I do know Isaac pays for StreamYard already, and he is an important part of the team. And when he's ready, I'm going to move him in. And then I have to see.
Can I shout somebody up? Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron World Order, please.
Yes.
He doesn't get enough views.
Wait, yeah, we got to support Aaron.
Yeah.
Yes.
He doesn't get enough views because he goes a little bit outside the norm.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
in my opinion, Aaron, great job, man.
Yeah, Aaron's doing really good. But if you're interested, Rambling, the offer's there. I just got to work it out. I have to.
No, Max, I'm joking.
No. And for Anthony too, I just got to make it work.
And can I say to Brian as well?
Yeah.
Much love, Brian. I mean,
absolutely.
I know what you've been going through. I've been through it myself. So much love to you and the family, man. So difficult time. So
yes. So I think that's where we'll end it. But I'm open to the conversation for sure. I just got to justify the cost because I was gonna upgrade, and it's like you have to pay.
I'm joking, Max.
No, you have to pay almost $200 now for the year.
I'm joking. It just means you've got to be on every single.
And thank you, Raya, because Raya is the only reason I'm up to 10 because she really uses that StreamYard.
Yeah.
And she, without any prying at all, she's like, here's my part for using StreamYard. And you've really helped Raya with that.
Yeah.
You're so consistent. That really makes it easier on me.
Anybody wants to get
these team members on StreamYard.
Anybody wants to get me on a stream, you've got to go through Raya. I have signed an exclusive contract to Raya.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, good.
So anybody who's interested, just hook up with Raya, right? And we'll get something sorted. But I'm only here for Raya. Simple as.
This has been fun. Thank you all so much for hanging out. And
thank you, Raya. Thank you, Anthony.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Cheers, Max. Have a good night.
You
too, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks.